As the umpire holds the ball aloft, it's elimination final action, Premier Division Senior Footy, Monbulk versus Healesville, and we are underway. So Rutherford starts in the ruck for Monbulk. Rouse gets the ball, dishes off to Frazzetto, who gets Healesville moving forward to half forward. Looks like Rodney Van Wright might have started forward today. Interesting. Shepherd gathers the football. Got a handle away and getting the kick away just in time was Griffiths. High up and under ball looking for the skipper Barge. Gets the ball under his control, but he's taken in a dumping tackle there from Daly. And through comes the umpire. We will have a ball up on the outer side of the ground, or the pavilion side of the ground.
So again, like the game that I called not long ago against Mount Evelyn.
Yep.
Or no, the one after. Anyway, whatever game it was. Campbell Evans again starting out of the square at full forward, and they're going with Rutherford to start the ruck. They did that for most of the game, that game as well.
We saw that in the game against Officer as well. So Monbulk with a four-way forward for the moment. If they can get an accommodating bounce, and they do. Handball back into the corridor was errant. Should be picked off here by Tyler Barclay. Handballs backwards to go forwards. Oh, this could be trouble, but Murray eventually spun his way out of trouble. Ball slipped through the hands of Mendy. Was he taken below the knees? Umpire calls him to go. Bursting his way through is Frazzetto, taken in the tackle. Havern on hands and knees. Huge numbers around the football. It's very red-hot early days. Umpire circling, ball going nowhere, and we'll have a stoppage at half forward for Monbulk. So ball slipping through the fingers. It's heavy underfoot, we've been told, so it's going to be really interesting to see which team can outlast the other. Up it goes Rutherford again to the ruck, shucked by Rouse, but he's taken in the tackle straight away by Barge. And again, that ball going nowhere. Holding the ball's pay, that's a red-hot call. So umpire, in fact, it's not Barge, this is Wentworth. Not Wentworth, sorry, third time Lucky Beecroft. So Lockie Beecroft has a play leading to him, and the mark is taken. And Monbulk will get a first look in the elimination final. And Josh Spencer, who started forward, interesting move here. Left out of the side last week and comes back in. And
it was a shock to us, especially being the vice captain as well, that he was left out. I couldn't believe when I saw him on the list, but now they might have a new role from up forward.
Yep, and he gets an early look. So he beat Dale Senior on the lead. And you line them up from 30 out directly in front. This for the perfect start for Monbulk to get on the board early and fill them with plenty of confidence. In comes Josh Spencer. Looks pretty good off the boot, and it's straight over the goal. Umpire's cap, and the Hawks have got the first in the elimination final. 1 straight 6 to Healesville, yet to score. We'll be going 2 minutes into the first quarter.
Yeah, so the new role, but it looked a bit, and they're aren't afraid to throw the magnets around in these elimination finals. You can see back into the season we did see Campbell Evans start at full forward, but they're backing Rutherford in. I'm just having a look now. Are they going with Rutherford again?
Yes.
Yeah, so Campbell Evans stays down there at full forward. I wanted just extra marking, a bigger body down there, but it's always interesting because he's so good around the ball too, but then obviously Spencer now in the forward line as well.
Exactly right.
So ball's thrown up. Rutherford does get that tap down from Monbulk, and Beecroft tries to chase after it hard, doesn't quite get it cleanly. Getting up and getting the clearing kick was Bradley. Now Hills will look to go forward, get it over to Frazzetto, didn't quite take it cleanly, does get a handball away now. Chasing after it, ground level, Beecroft does really well to grab it, but then it's being held in. The umpire boys, he's whistled to ball this one up now. So 2 rucks to go out of here, ball thrown up. Tap down again, one by Rutherford, and it is Mark Jones, who was listed as an emergency on our team sheet here. So playing in the ruck there, so he must have been a late in.
I think he's a late in for Daniel Plozza, who's not playing. I saw him with the hoodie on, so that must be who he's come in for.
So ball's going to come back to Mendy here on the wing. Mendy plays on and puts it over to boundary side at half forward. Can it might be taken, not quite punched over. No, for a second it was kept in, doing really well there was Bailey Rutley. But then it does manage to find its way out. So it's going to be a stoppage in the forward 50 here.
Yep.
So the 2 rucks get in position. Rutherford quickly gets front position and then gets the tap down as well. Beercock quickly onto it. Taps it in forward into his way. Chasing after it, was Savoury. He also knocks it forward. Couple of knock forward there. Tried to go for the kick off the ground. Fresh aired it. Now Frazzetto with the ball, looking to get the handball moving forward for Healesville. They link up for a couple of handballs now. Van Wright now puts the boot on the ball. Puts it deep inside forward 50. Can it be taken? Yes, it can, but it's an intercept mark going the way of Monbulk, and they are quickly off. But there's a second whistle, so I think it's going to be a 25-metre penalty as well.
There we go. Probably a good thing too for Monbulk, because the kick to Houston was a bit errant.
Yeah, so it's going to come back from Monbulk.
I think it's Shepherd, the recipient. No.
So Lind goes wide to Shepherd. Shepherd goes to the boundary line, doing really well. His work rate heavily now on the far side. Plays on immediately, goes short, slipping over at the wrong time, but still managing to hang on to the mark, doing really well there. Was a mystery number 50. I believe I saw a 50 on his back. But short kick down the line. Can it be taken? Beercock could get himself out the back, but sliding forward and taking a nice mark there.
Banks.
Was Banks. Miss Mighty Ducks. That's all I call it, my one. Great movie, that, by the way.
There it is, most certainly.
It's the first thing I thought when we were calling him. I was like, Adam Banks. I'm like, oh, reminds me of a great movie. I have to go home and watch it now. So Banks kicked a really crucial goal in their win over Mount Evelyn when I called him in the wet. He's to kick the second goal for Monbulk in this elimination final to get off to a red-hot start. Banks. And he approaches. Kick looks pretty good off the boot, and kick is home. Monbulk have too early in this first quarter in the elimination final.
There we go, 2 straight 12 now to Healesville, still yet to score. Banks gets the second one for the Hawks. So we wait for the ball to come back into the middle. So the Bloods will want to get a response now because they already find themselves in arrears. Only, as mentioned, just under 6 minutes and already a couple of goals for the Hawks. So, as we mentioned, these two sides do tend to play a bit off confidence, and Monbulk will be full of that right now as Cam Evans does attend this centre bounce. So I imagine Rutherford might have either come to the bench or gone into the forward line himself. So anyway, we'll get a first look at Cam Evans in the ruck up against Mark Jones. Wait for the umpire to recommence play. So up goes the footy, and Cam Evans waits at ground level, but he wins the tap, try to get it down to Barge. Houston couldn't stick the tackle. Handball comes away from Bradley. Out wide, but they've turned it over again. Healesville, Monbulk will try and find a four-way forward. Bit of a chaos footy on the pavilion side of the ground. Rouse in pursuit of the ball. Picked up beautifully at ground level by Munn. Long ball inside forward, 50. Couple of players fly, but no mark can be taken. Maybe a chance at ground level for Barclay. Amarant, can he get the ball cleanly? Finds himself deep in the forward line. Interesting position for him. Ball going nowhere, and the umpire calls for a stoppage on the pavilion side of the ground at half forward for Healesville, who'll want to try and get this next goal. Cam Evans once again will attend this ruck contest against Jones. Jones probably got the better of that one. Taps in towards the corridor. Burley couldn't quite shark it. Couldn't get the ball cleanly in his hands. Huge numbers around the contest. Burley dishes it away, but he missed the target, and the ball trickles over the boundary line and will be thrown back into play. So Monbulk not allowing any clear ball movement at the moment for Healesville, but the Bloods managed to lock it in their end of the ground for the time being. So we wait for the ball to be launched back into play. Up it goes. So Evans and Jones once again. Evans to the front. Jones got it from the back. Good strong tackle is laid on Burley. It was an appeal for a high tackle, but the umpire not pulling any punches. Calls for a ball up. So repeat stoppages in the forward 50 of the Bloods. Can they convert an opportunity here? Need to try and get one on the board. But the Hawks already got a couple. Evans wins the tap this time. Goes boundary side, but it might be sharked here by Rouse. Couldn't get the ball under his control. Barge gets them out of the defensive 50. Running onto the footy is Wirtz, but he couldn't beat the ball to the boundary line, and it will be thrown back into play. So it's a real gridlock on the pavilion side of the ground. So we wait for the ball to be thrown back into play once again. So it's really slowed down a bit after Monbulk burst out of the blocks with a couple of early goals. And again, Cam Evans will contest the ruck for Monbulk. Jones has done it all. Neither ruck got a tap to that one. Spills out the back to Burley. Didn't quite get the handball to Houston. Now a chance picked up by Tyler Barclay, but he was taken to the tackle just in time for Monbulk. Kick out of the pack from Amarant, up run under the ball into the pocket. No mark can be taken. Chance for Rouse. He couldn't get the ball under his control. And it'll be another stoppage in the forward line of Healesville.
So I think they're a bit confused what this whistle is here for. Just looking around, look like it might be. No, so now it's going to be given back to. I don't know what was happening there. All players look a bit confused.
Yep.
It's been thrown back to the umpire.
Oh, I think there's an injured player. I think we got to wait for a stretcher. I think that's what's happened. I'm not too sure because both teams are going into a huddle. But
I'm trying to see whether.
I'm actually a little bit stumped by this, to be perfectly honest.
I think the Healesville players might be right in the. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, I can see it now.
What's happened, Trent?
I can just see legs.
You just see legs. Oh, okay.
But Monbulk are like right in their huddle is right in the way of the.
Oh yeah, yep. No, I see it now. Yep, there we go. So
I didn't quite see what happened there.
No, I missed it completely. So hopefully the Healesville player is down. He's okay. But we have stopped play for the moment here at Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve. If you are just tuning in, the Hawks have got a couple of goals on the board early. Healesville haven't hit the scoreboard yet, but there is a player down, and we have had to stop play, and we are waiting for a stretcher to come out. So hopefully it's nothing too serious, but we do need to make sure that everyone is okay and that due process is followed. So we might take a quick look at some scores from around the grounds. We do have a game down at Warialek Recreation Reserve happening at the moment between Pakenham and Alexandra. So we'll try and get a live update from that game if we can.
Just 1 point.
1 point.
Nothing.
1 point to nothing. There we go.
5.5 minutes in.
So Pakenham with the one behind in that game. Alexandra yet to get on the scoreboard. So just to mention, if you are just tuning in, we are currently, I think, at least awaiting a stretcher for an injured player. I hope that's all it is, but could be something worse. Here we go. I think, is it a Monbulk player? Can't really tell, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, Monbulk.
It's a Monbulk player. There you go. So we'll try and provide you with a more detailed update of what's going on. We do know a player is down from Monbulk, we believe, but not too sure if it's a stretcher or an ambulance that we're waiting for, but we do have a delay here at the moment at Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve. So we will find out what is happening, but
I think they might be calling an ambulance because the trainer's on the phone.
yeah, yep.
So would they just have to delay play, or what would be the go there?
Yeah, we'll have to just delay play, so that's just going to have to be the case for the moment.
So he's up on the stretcher now. Just trying to gather who it is. So they're making their way to the boundary line now.
So I do believe an ambulance has been called, but
Do we know who it? Did you manage to gather who it was? Or not?
I'm not quite too sure who the player is, but we do hope he is okay. So he has been taken off the ground, so hopefully everything is okay, but play will recommence, but never a good thing to see. So I think in all that, it is going to be a stoppage in the forward pocket for Healesville. So we'll just about to get play underway here again, and now I think an ambulance might be called.
So ball's thrown back up now as we resume play after the short delay there. Handball over the top. Looks like it might go back over the boundary line. That it does, so they'll have to redo that all again. So the two rucks to be in position here. The umpire throws the ball back into play. It's Evans who gets the tap over the back, but Healesville with all the numbers at ground level, if they can pick this one up cleanly, and that they do now. Handball, getting the handball out of the way there for Healesville, but now at ground level, no one really getting the ball up cleanly, a bit scrappy. The umpire blows the whistle to ball this one up. So a bit scrappy footy now.
It is.
As we saw two quick goals from Monbulk. Ball thrown up. Evans again front position and wins the tap down. Kick out of the pack by Banks, moving it forward. Can Amapi taken down the line? Not quite, but Monbulk have it out the back. Handball over the top. They can get some running players moving forward here through Wall. He's met with a strong tackle, but Beecroft gets it. Has his handball smothered. Now it's got a kick inside 450, looking for Vern if he can run onto this. It's going to be helped over the line for a rush behind. Yep. Doing that on the last line of fence with Patrick Murray there.
Well done, Murray, the professional fumble. Didn't just thump it over cleanly, made it look like he was trying to get the ball out of his control, but couldn't do so. Long kick out of the defensive line. Munn will fly. Couldn't quite stick the mark, and Monbulk got representation out the back. Getting the handball away just in time was Henderson, and he needed to. Lind, long kick to the top of the square. Can a mark be taken, or will it bounce over the top? Looking for Rutherford. I think they're going to rush it over again, Healesville, and they will. Nearly tracking it back was Hatherley, but the Bloods do get the ball to safety. 2-14 they are now. So a couple of rush behinds for the Hawks. We've done all the scoring so far in this elimination final. So Murray again. Oh, the kick falls short of senior, but he's got plenty of room to work with. Loads up in the left boot. Long kick down the line looking for Munn. Couldn't stick the mark again. Through comes Mendy. Was he taken high? Dumping tackles. A dangerous tackle is paid. And so a little bit going on between Declan Brown and Nick Mendy. There is a lot going on here, and a 25-metre penalty has been paid. So a bit undisciplined from Declan Brown. Definitely didn't need to do that. Mendy. Low trajectory ball, and the mark is taken. Onto the chest of Bailey Rutley. who directs a couple of troops to the right and then goes to the left. Kick just makes the required journey of 15 metres. Not quite sure he's got ball in hand. We'll find out in a couple of moments. It might potentially be a kick at goal. It is coming off the boot of Van Driel. Kicks into the pocket. Couple of players fly. No mark can be taken. Beecroft got an accommodating bounce. Gets the kick out of the defensive 50. To no one in particular. It's a foot race to the ball. Who can win it? Was there a hold? Umpire calls them to go. Declan Brown, good work rate to get to the outer side of the ground after he was in front of us just 30 seconds ago. So Bandry's thrown to the pavilion side of the ground. If you're just tuning in, Monbulk 2-2-14 lead Healesville yet to score. Definitely a pretty clean start for the Hawks. It's been a little bit more scrappy these last couple of minutes. Evans gets to the front, just grabs out of the ruck, dishes off to Brown. Long kick to half forward to a one-on-one contest. Can a mark be taken? No, it's thumped away. Couple of players losing their footing. Chance for Dale Senior. Tried to take on Banks. Got the handball away and he needed to. He's going to be penalised for holding the ball otherwise, and escorting the ball over the boundary line was Van Driel. And it'll be thrown back into play again on the pavilion side of the ground. So Monbulk regaining some territory after Healesville had it for the last couple of minutes, but were unable to capitalise. So the ball comes back into play. Evans gets it from the back again, grabs out of the ruck, looking for Brown, but he's turned it over. Healesville, in fact, on the counter-attack. That's a good kick, and Donegan takes the mark on the chest. And the Bloods will get their first real look in front of goal. And Max Donegan, who is a known goal kicker, will line them up from almost directly in front from about 40 metres out. And this to kickstart the Bloods in this elimination final, yet to trouble the scorers so far. And he comes, so already 6.5 minutes have elapsed into this first quarter. Big opportunity for Max Donegan with a slow and deliberate approach. Looks pretty good off the boot, and it holds the line. And Healesville have their first. Donegan nails it. 1 straight 6 to Monbulk 2-2-14. 17 minutes gone into the first quarter.
Coming into some good form too at the right time. Donegan kicked 5 last week.
That's it. And he is one of their main targets in that forward line. Let's wait for the ball to come back into the middle. So that'll do Healesville the world of good. Getting that first goal on the board and cutting the margin back into single digits as the ball comes back into the middle.
So we wait for the players to get back in position to ball this one up in the middle. They have a look around. The umpire waits the rucks to get ready to battle here. As the ball's thrown up now. Tapped down one by Evans, but it's sharked as Healesville try to get a clearing kick away, but it's been intercepted and bombed into the forward 50 here of Monbulk. Can a mark be taken?
Well done.
Yes, it can, but diving forward and taking the intercept mark there was Dale Senior. He immediately moves the ball forward and switches play. Now they go wide. Here's Amarant now. He goes short down the line. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can. Out in front, taking it nicely there was Bates.
Here's another late inclusion as well, also listed as an emergency.
So Bates down the line, can a mark be hold? Not quite. Kick probably just didn't make it to Munn on the right full. Had to work for a little bit at the end. It was a bit too much trying to take it down at his feet. So Jones and Evans here. Ball's thrown up now. Evans just pushes Jones out of the way, then grabs the other right. Handballs into the Beecroft direction. Beecroft taps it in front of him. Can he pick it up? Now he picks it up. Gives a handball forward. Now a kick wide. Can it mark be taken? Yes, it can. It's Wentworth. He'll go back and have a shot at goal here. Tucked up on the boundary though. So it's going to take a really good kick.
It will.
So Wentworth virtually lined up on his run up on the fence right now. As he begins his approach in. Tucked up on the boundary. What's Wentworth got? Opens up the angle. Kick looks pretty good off the boot. Not quite going to make the distance and just fade away for a rush behind. So it was a good effort. He tried to open up the angle there, but it had a bit too much bend. Didn't quite carry the full distance either. So the ball will be brought back into play here. Healesville need to really find a bit more momentum going forward now. They quickly move it forward. Short into the pocket. They have a look, but it looks like the down the line kick's going to be the way they go. And it is, but it's an interesting looking kick. It does work out all right though. They're looking to just play down the line and play safe for now. Handball over the top. Two Healesville players actually bump into each other in mid-air and spoil each other from taking the ball cleanly. As now the ball's at the bottom of the pack. There's been a whistle for a holding free kick and it's going to go the way of Monbulk. So here's a chance to go back inside 450 for another chance at goal. And now they switch play to open up the angle to Burley. Burley pushes off his mark, has looks around, then just goes short to Beecroft. Here at half forward, just slow and steady approach. Beecroft takes the bigger kick, bites a bit off more in the Healesville direction. He flies, front position, mark not paid. A couple of them appeal, but it wasn't going to go to Nicholas Wall there.
No, came off a few Healesville hands, so the Bloods get the ball in their forward 50 once again. So they've got an 8-point margin at the moment. Probably had the better of this first quarter so far. Daly couldn't take the ball cleanly. Huge numbers around the contest. The ball eventually locked back in and not going anywhere. So another stoppage inside the forward 50 of the Hawks. If you're just tuning in, 2-2-14 leads 1 straight 6. As the umpire throws the ball aloft once again. So Rutherford back in the ruck up against Jones. Oh no, there's a handball. Turnover. Kick towards goal from Beecroft. He's just offline. So 2-4-16 now. Monbulk, that's actually the first behind off the boot. The other 3 will rush. So Beecroft couldn't quite straighten up enough on the left. So Daly, I think, with the kicking duties. Got Rouse as a long option, but he goes shorter, looking for Mendy and gets it to him. Houston couldn't quite get across to affect it. So they'll go once again. Healesville, long kick down the line. Looking for Donegan, got to the front, couldn't quite stick the mark, fisted away from him. Savoury taking on the tackle straight away, ball going nowhere. And we will have a stoppage on the broadcast wing. 21 minutes elapsed into this first quarter. 10 points separates the sides. So Jones and Rutherford. Rutherford got the better of the tap, but it's going to be sharked here. Straight into the hands of Riley Cameron. Gets the ball moving through the corridor. Long kick inside forward 50 for the Bloods. Can someone take a mark? I think it's a free kick for a hold, is it? It is. And it's going to go Healesville's way. So the Bloods with another opportunity.
Might go Donegan again.
Oh, I think it is. Max Donegan, there we go. I did see a bit of a tug of the jumper, and the umpire spotted it too. And Donegan much closer this time. Similar angle to the first shot at goal. And this to get the margin back down to 4 points. And really to tighten things up in this elimination final. So Max Donegan already got 1 goal in the afternoon. This for his second. This for the Blood second. And to bring the margin back to 4 points the difference, he's absolutely nailed it. 2 straight 12 of the Bloods to Monbulk, 2-4-16. We'll be going 22 minutes into the first quarter.
He looks like he's going to be a real problem down there for Monbulk in that forward. Donegan started off on fire, kicked 5 last week, has 2 in this first quarter. And what's the best thing about him is he's a bit different. He's a bit versatile. He's got the height, but he's very agile.
He is,
yep. He can get up and down the ground, has good overhead mark, good hands. So he can do it all, can do it at ground level.
Exactly right. And very important in an elimination final, Trent, do or die.
So the ball back into the middle here. Evans and Jones. Jones tries to come over the top of Evans, gets a tap, but it's Jones who ends up going to get in the clearance moving forward. Now it's in the forward 50. Savoury does well with the body and then gathers it and then just chucks it on the boog in the Healesville direction, but the bounce doesn't favour him or his opposing opponent. Beecroft comes up, meets it and does really well to get it and then gives a handball. Doesn't quite make the distance though, but they manage to gather it. Over the top, Wall just overruns it a tad, so Mendy gets to the ground level here. Another fumble, seen a couple of fumbles in these last 30 seconds. It's elimination finals, the finals pressure.
The intensity is lifted now.
We know finals pressure just goes up a little bit of a notch.
It does, yep.
So you might see a bit more fumble. It's going to be about who can take it cleaner and who can be the cleanest and neatest with ball in hand. Now Evans grabs it out of the ruck, handball out the back. It was a good tackle by Jones, and now it's a ground level Savoury at the bottom of the pack. And it's going to be a ball up here in the middle, right in front of us on the wing here.
Yep.
Got a perfect view of this one, so it'll be Evans and Jones. So ball's thrown up, Evans down to Burley. Probably didn't get a handball away. Umpire agrees he's going to be holding the ball. They look to take the advantage, but the umpire says no advantage to come back to Jones. There's 2 really good tackles by the ruckman Jones in the last 30 seconds, back-to-back stoppages. Jones chucks it on the boot, puts it to the half forward. Can it be taken?
Oh,
yes,
well
it can.
done.
Probably Savoury.
Your man, shortbread and cream, Trent.
Shortbread and cream. Oh, I love it. Actually had some shortbread and cream on Saturday night, Friday night, sorry. As we go across now, Burley gets on the far boundary side. Down the line now in the Healesville direction, just a little bit over his head. Wall, unable, the bounce doesn't favour him. Ground level, can they get it out? It does come out for a second. Monbulk, Healesville. It's bouncing around like a hot potato as the ball's at the bottom of the pack now. They get it cleanly? Another tackle is laid. It does find its way out again. Every time they look to blow the whistle, it just keeps coming out. But it only goes out like a couple of centimetres, but it's finding a handball out, so the umpire can't do anything much about it. Healesville player is still down in a bit of pain. It looked very slow to get up, but with the trainer, they look like they're coming to the bench now.
Oh.
If you can just watch the bench, so number 30, I believe it is, Aiden's coming to the bench at Healesville as they bring it back into Kyle Barclay. He quickly moves it, switches the play for Zetto, short kick, knee kick to Van Drill, good strong hands there out in front. Van Drill switches it, looking for Donegan again. He's got it.
Oh, here we go.
And what we know about Donegan, he's a beautiful kick of the footy as well.
Yep.
So this is definitely not out of his range. We know.
Well within range, yep.
Look at the angle he's on, but he's such a beautiful kick.
This to give Healesville their first lead for the day too, Trent.
And all 3 goals would be coming off the boot of Donegan.
All 3 scores here for the Bloods, yep.
So Donegan for number 3 in this first quarter and the lead. In he comes. Long run up. Kick is off the boot. How does it look? It's straight through. Donegan has 3 and Healesville are in front. Late in this first quarter. What a start by Donegan.
There we go. First lead change of the game. Max Donegan's got the kicking boots on at the moment. 3 goals straight he is. And we haven't even got to quarter time yet.
It's just something. He's just got a beautiful kick. The action is all so straight, and he comes in, doesn't over perfect it.
That's it. I think it's the simplicity. Like, he runs straight into the goal face, he kicks straight to the goal face. I think that's the best way to do it. Don't run out on an arc. If you kick straight to the goal face, generally that's where the ball is going to go. So it's back in the middle once again. Bates goes up in the ruck this time for Monbulk. He wins the tap, and suddenly the Bloods do have a little bit of momentum as Amarant sends him inside forward 50, and the mark is taken. Rouse on the lead. And this to potentially extend the margin to 8 points. And after Monbulk kicked the first 2 goals of the game, the Blood suddenly doing all the attacking. Naden Rouse, he was one of the inclusions for this season in 2025. Was quite impressive in that round 1 game we called against up by Tacoma. Gets his first real look in front of goal. So Aiden Rouse from about 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle. This for the Blood's 4th goal of the afternoon and an 8-point margin as we start to near quarter time. A Savoury mans the mark. In he comes with a slow and deliberate approach. We'll get a good look at it. It's gun barrel straight. He's absolutely nailed it, and the Blood's out to an 8-point difference. 4 straight 24 to 2-4-16. 27 gone in the first quarter.
It's a great start. Great comeback here from Healesville after starting off very, very slow. But they've pounced on, and I think shocked Monbulk.
They have a bit, yeah. I just wonder whether maybe the player going down might have spooked them a little bit, because they definitely had the better of that first 10 or so minutes, but it's just been all Healesville since then. And they've really been able to, not to discredit Healesville at all, they played some really good football. And most importantly, converting opportunities. 4 straight 24. The Hawks, on the other hand, 2-4-16. And that has been a bit of a problem for Monbulk this season, Trent. They've lost a few games from their inaccuracy. So it's back in the middle once again. Bates and Evans, neither are going to jump for it. They're going to contest it stoppage style. Amarant in the middle, tries to dance around a couple. He's turned it over though. So Monbulk with the centre clearance, high up and under ball. Can a mark be taken? No. Comes down to ground level. Kick to the top of the square, looking for Rutherford. Senior contested it well, but there's a player over the back and they get the goal.
Wentworth, I think it is.
Yep. Josh Wentworth just pounced on it, and Monbulk needed that one desperately, Trent.
Yeah, they did. That's a really nice one going into the back end, coming close to the quarter time break. Really crucial one, because it looked like the momentum was starting to go a lot Healesville's way.
It was.
It looked like they were just in shock mode.
Yeah, I think Healesville, they just needed to just thump it over, and they didn't do that, and Wentworth was super quick on that one, and most importantly kicked the goal and gets the margin back to 2 points the difference as the ball comes back into the middle.
So umpire moves forward to throw it. Both ruckmen standing next to each other for this centre bounce. Evans tapped down, but it's Healesville. They'll probably get a high contact free kick, and yes, it will. So Amarant here gets the ball moving forward to centre half. Forward, can a mark be taken? Donegan flies. Just can't get it down in the second grab. Appeals for a free kick. Umpire disagrees. This has been spoiled away, so Healesville might be able to go back. No, but they just let it go over the boundary line now. For it to be ball back in to reset play. So it's going to be a ball back in here. Right near
Bates and Evans.
Bates and Evans right near our van here. Bates fighting for front position, gets front position, and then wins the tap down as well. Mindy gets a handball moving forward. But it's again going to be another stoppage in play as Van Wright lays the tackle on Banks. The umpire gets ready to throw this one up. Bates again tries to fight front position. Evans does get the tap down. Now a clearing kick going into the Healesville direction. No mark can be taken. Being pushed off the ball, and they're doing it really well. Now putting it forward. There's Callum Bradley inside the forward 50. No mark can be taken. Just falling short. Can it stay in play for a moment? It did, but then it was helped over the line by Kyan Barclay. So it's going to be a ball in at the top of the 50 of Healesville's forward line. It's going to be Bates and Evans again. So look to throw this one back in here. Ooh. Tap down. Couple of tackles laid there. Couldn't quite see what was going on. But then a kick got out there. And it's onto the far side now as they look to try and just soccer it. We've seen this Monbulk do this a couple of times. It looks like it might be a tactic just to keep the ball moving in forward motion. As now they go back with a handle to Havern. Havern puts it on the boot. Can it might be taken? Not quite. Fall short. Spencer there lays the tackle. A good tackle too. Could nearly be holding the ball because he... No, not holding the ball. Umpire's going to blow his whistle, ball this one up.
All right. So ball on the pavilion side of the ground. Forward to centre now for Monbulk. As the ball goes up once again, Havern contests the ruck this time for the Hawks. Huge numbers around the football. Mendy, was he taken off of it? Umpire calls him to go. Picked up at ground level by Bates, dishes off. Murray ran himself into trouble and penalised for a throw. And the Hawks should be inside forward 50 here. As the player with the ball just backpedals off the mark. A couple of players lead. Spencer is one of those. Low trajectory ball in the pocket. Might have gone too wide unless Rutherford got there, did he? No, he didn't. So out of bounds on the full. Healesville with a reprieve in defence. Mechanics at the defensive 50. Looks like Daly, the recipient of the free kick. Assesses the options down the line. He's got Barclay on his own if he wants to switch, but he's going to kick long down the line. Up and under ball. A few players will fly, and a good strong mark taken overhead by Munn, providing a good contest. And Healesville can continue to move the ball forward. So Munn just assesses the options down the line, and that's where he goes. Monbulk with a bit more representation. Shepherd will park himself underneath it. Couldn't take the mark. Savoury was there as well. And he gets the ball under his control. Sends it back the other way. Munn got the fist in. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Wentworth gets involved once again, but he's taken in a good strong tackle from Hugo Munn. Ball going nowhere. And another stoppage on the pavilion side of the ground. Just forward to centre for Monbulk. So only 2 points separating the two sides. If you're just tuning in, 3-4-22 the Hawks to 4 straight 24 Healesville. Good strong tackle laid once again. And again, ball going nowhere. And another stoppage. 32 minutes gone in this first quarter. It has been a longer quarter because we did have a delay in play with an injured player. So up it goes once again. Grabbed out of the ruck by Bates. He's taken in a dumping tackle. The Hawks desperately trying to force the ball in there. But the Healesville defence holding up. Frazzetto on hands and knees. Can't get the ball out. And again, another stoppage. Monbulk game, maybe 2 or 3 metres. Get the ball back in towards the corridor. So what can the Hawks manufacture from the stoppage? Evans back in the ruck. Tried to grab it, but he couldn't take it cleanly. Gets down on hands and knees and lays a strong tackle. And it's a real gridlock at half forward for Monbulk. Just can't seem to get a clear kick inside 50. So up it goes again. Evans wrestles his way to the front. Got it tapped down. This might be a chance for the Hawks. Frazzetto, though, sharked it, got the handle away, running on it was Van Wright, nearly slipped over, and the siren beats them. And that is quarter time here in the elimination final in Premier Division Senior Footy in the Outer East. And only 2 points separating the two sides. 3-4-22 on Monbulk to Healesville, 4 straight 24. And Trent, pretty intriguing first quarter.
Yeah, it was. Monbulk were the ones that came out and really put the foot to the throat, kicking two early goals. Then there was a bit of a slow approach after that. No real goals being kicked. And then enter Max Donegan kicking 3 goals in a row for Healesville to take the lead and really take control of the game, as Healesville did there. And then they added another one too off the boot there. Rouse.
Yep, no, most certainly. He's definitely got the kicking boots on today. Does Max Donegan. Will be interesting to see how many goals he can kick. He's already got 3 at quarter time. So looking really good so far on both sides. As mentioned, only 2 points separating them. We will take a look at some scores from around the grands now. So I'll get Trent to go through. Firstly, Division 1 senior footy.
Division 1 senior footy, obviously the game yesterday where Seville won by 64 points over Ward and Millgrove, but over at Rory Alec Recreation Reserve it is Pakenham and Alexandra for the semi-final, and it is Pakenham who are narrowly in front by 8 points.
Okay.
And it is currently still the first quarter, 5-3-33 to 4-1-25, and they do have the goal kickers out here. I'm just seeing if there's any multiple goal kickers as of yet. No multiple goal kickers as of yet. Oh, yes, so Will Stewart for Alexandra has kicked 2.
There we go. Of course, winner of that game will take on Warburton and Millgrove in the preliminary final next week. Seville straight through to the grand final. The winner of today's game will play Wirri Alec. Quarter underway here at Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve. So Bailey Rutherford again in the ruck up against Mark Jones. Rutherford went early, but it was sharked by Rouse, who started in the middle. High up and under ball, going inside forward 50 of the Bloods. And they might be able to get a chance here, but Munn's handball was smothered. Paddled towards the boundary line by Finlay. And ball going nowhere, and it will be a stoppage at half forward for the Bloods. We've got the early territory in this second quarter, as the umpire just positions a couple of players. So again, Rutherford and Jones. Jones, I think, again, getting the better of that tapital shark by Beecroft. Gets a kick around the body onto the chest of Wentworth. Wasn't touched at the umpire, so the mark is paid. Wentworth continues to move him down the line to a one-on-one contest. Fists it away. Daly did well and forces the interception. Wheels around onto the left boot, sends the ball to about centre half forward. No mark can be taken. Savoury can get the ball under his hand. Van Driel was there as well for Healesville. Getting the kick out of the defensive 50 was Hatherley. Running onto it is Burley. Can he win the foot race to the ball? He's got quick jets, Ryan Burley. Eventually does get his hands on it. Got the handball away. Up the line. This might be a chance for Monbulk to force a counter-attack. Beecroft couldn't take it cleanly. He eventually gets it under his control. Got the handball away to Nicholas Wall. Kick goes down the line. Good strong tackle is laid by Senior. Umpire allows them to go for a couple of moments now. Monbulk come away with the footy. Back the other way they go. Has that ball gone out of bounds on the full? Yes, it has. So a bit scrappy this first minute or so in the second quarter. So Monbulk with the free kick. Just got to wait for the ball to come back over to the fence. The recipient will be Henderson. Henderson assesses the options down the line. Not too sure where to go. Eventually loads up on the right boot. High up and under ball. Can a mark be taken? Rutherford got to the front. Couldn't quite stick it. Wentworth lurking. Little chip kick forward. Wentworth breaks his way through a couple. Rutherford sends him inside forward. 50. And the mark is taken by Wall. Just got it inside the field of play. And I think he might be backing himself in here. So he's on a tightish angle, Nick Wall. And this, potentially for the second lead change of the game, to get Monbulk back in front after they led for the most part of that first quarter. So Nick Wall, yet to trouble the scorers in this game so far. Loads up on that right boot. Distance doesn't appear to be a problem, but he's across to the right. Couldn't get the hook on the kick. So just 1 point separates the sides. 3-5-23 to 4 straight 24. 2.5 gone into the second quarter.
So to bring the ball back out now from the goal square. Healesville assessing their options and decides to just play on and go wide. But it looks like it might be turned over. Banks almost taking a really strong mark out in front. Now they get the handball moving forward for Rutherford. Quickly back inside the 450 here to no one really in particular. Is it going to stay in play? It does for now, but then finds itself over the boundary line for a boundary throw in deep inside the 450 here for Monbulk. So starting this quarter off pretty strong here, Monbulk so far. They'll be looking to try and convert very soonly to a score. As the ball's thrown back into play. Evans with the tap down, then goes and gets it. Then he's stripped of the ball and a dribbler kick down the line. Shepherd picks it up, then just chucks it on his boot inside the 450, inside the Hearn direction. Bounce didn't quite favour him. So now Healesville can get it from Murray. Handball partly cut off. Tackle late on the boundary, and it's going to be helped over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. Right in my blind spot. So that was, I was trying to figure everything out. But, so it's probably about, give or take, 35-40 from home for Monbulk. So ball will be thrown back in. Jones gets front position, but Evans just shoves it out of the way and then grabs it out of the ruck, steps around a few, chucks it on his boot. Well offline, but can a mark be taken? Haverley's there, not quite. Haverley, Wentworth are both there, but it's helped over the line. Well done by Healesville. So on the far side of the ground, reasonably the same distance, just on the opposite side of the ground now. So still locked inside the 450 here for Monbulk. Really need to capitalise on this inside 50. Ball thrown back into play. Evans tapped down, then runs on to try and gather it himself. Couldn't quite take it keenly. Adam Banks picks it up, kicked out of the pack, just across the face. He celebrated because he thought it was a goal. Then it went through for a minor score.
Just wobbled away to the right-hand side. Scores a level now, Trent.
Yes, so couldn't quite put through his second goal there.
No, he couldn't. So Healesville with a little reprieve in defence. Low trajectory ball's a good one onto the chest of Van Wright. Dishes it off. Again, another low trajectory kick up the line is a good one. So the Bloods with a slow, methodical build-up. They've conceded the first couple of scores in this quarter, but haven't conceded a goal yet. Amaran has a target of this kick, but the ball bounces unkindly for him. Rutherford got to it first. Couldn't keep it in play, though, and it will be thrown in play on the pavilion side of the ground, opposite our broadcast position on the wing. So I think it will be Jones and Rutherford in the ruck this time for Monbulk. Jones has done the majority for Healesville. Jones gets to the front, and in fact, Rutherford got there just in time. Huge numbers around the contest once again. And Monbulk gained about 10 or 15 metres, but no real skill involved in that. Just wheeled it forward. So they are forward to centre now, the Hawks. Up it goes once again. Rutherford won the tap. Baycroft eventually got it under his control. Sends the Hawks inside forward 50, looking for Havern. Couldn't quite stick it. In he goes with a second effort. Murray gets the ball under his control. And they get a kick out of the defensive 50 for the moment. Rutherford! Oh, couldn't quite stick it. That would have been quite a good mark if he could have held on to that. It's a real chaos ball now on the pavilion side of the ground. Ball stays in play for the moment. And eventually does trickle over and will be thrown back into play. So, pretty scrappy start to this second quarter. So, another boundary throw in on the pavilion side of the ground. As we wait for the umpire to throw the ball aloft. So, Jones and Rutherford to do battle. Rutherford with front position, wins the tap. Beecroft lurking. Spencer is there as well for Monbulk. Can the Bloods clear the ball out of danger? They're unable to do so. Huge numbers around the footy. And through comes the umpire and yet another stoppage. So it's a real gridlock at half forward for Monbulk. They've been a little bit wasteful in front of goal, it has to be said. 9 scoring shots to 4, but scores a level. Hills are really taking their chances when it's counted. Spencer, his handball was turned over. Through the corridor go, Healesville. Rutley gets the ball under his control, but he's taken in a tackle. Nearly broke it, and now the Bloods are away. High up and under ball, a barrel looking for Donegan at centre half forward. Couldn't quite stick the mark. Van Wright gets involved as well. Donegan gathers the football, but he's taken to the tackle by Lynn straight away. He got rid of the football just in time. Tracking it back for the Bloods is Bradley. Now they'll go inside forward 50. Long kick. Distance not a problem. And it's home! And the Bloods get the first of the second quarter. Find out who it was in a moment.
Rouse, I think.
They seem to be getting to Rouse. I think it was. So Rouse with his second and the Bloods back in front.
Big long kick that one was.
No one at home and he just set sail and
These wouldn't be
put it straight through.
50s, would they?
No, I think they're 40s here at Junction. They're not the biggest arcs, to be perfectly fair, but still he was just probably inside the centre square, so at least a kick of 45, maybe 46, but huge moment of the game there for Healesville. They get the lead back after Monbulk were able to draw level. 5 straight 30 to 3-6, 24.
Ball's thrown back up. Rutherford goes back in the ruck here from Monbulk, and Monbulk look to try and move it forward now. Tackle laid in the middle of the ground. The umpire blows his whistle to ball this one up. Been going just about 8 minutes in this second term. The umpire gets in a position for this one now. Will be Evans who'll come up to the ruck now from Monbulk. Rutherford will go back to the forward line. Now they look to try and move. A great tackle, and it's going to be holding the ball. Wentworth, who's been busy, will go with this free kick. It's sent to half forward. Has an option out the back if he sees it. Has one shorter. Goes to Beecroft, and good strong hands on the lead.
Yep.
So we said he's, as a midfielder, he can push forward and be such a good target as well, but also kicks goals in the middle. 24 goals he's kicked this season.
Yep.
So he's looking for his first and 25th for the season.
Got to kick truly here, Trent.
So Beecroft, can he finish off his good work with the good overhead mark on the lead and put through his first and give the lead back? In they come. Beecroft. Kicks off the boot. Looks pretty good any time. They've got the lead back here now, Monbulk.
Now scores a level.
Scores a level, my bad. Beecroft.
Well, they get the instant response. So back to an even kill. 4-6-30 to 5 straight 30. So the Bloods yet to miss an opportunity in front of goal. Monbulk have been a little bit wasteful, but they keep themselves in the contest for the moment. Just wait for the ball to come back in the middle.
Definitely would have less inside 50s, but they're converting more when they go in there.
Exactly right. So he sent it a long way, as Lockie Beecroft, but it will come back in now. So really crucial that for the Hawks not to allow the Bloods to get away. But they do need to start being a little bit more accurate in front of goal, because it has been a bit of a problem for them at times this season. Cost them a few games.
Ball back in the middle now. Just waiting for the umpire to ball this one up. As now it's balled back up. Tapped down one by Evans. Now they ball at ground level. No one really getting out. Burley goes in to try and get it. Can't quite get it out. Now handball out the back. Wall goes to Haverley. Haverley chucks it on the boot. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can. So Monbulk have another opportunity to go forward here. Quickly they move it. Deep inside the 450. Can a mark be taken? No, it's punched out the back.
Ooh.
And go through for a rush behind there.
So now Monbulk are in front. Second lead change of the game.
This is the fourth. I've got the fourth rush behind there.
Yeah, I do.
From Monbulk.
So actually, maybe I've been a little bit too critical, because technically 4 of them have been rushed, I suppose.
Yeah, only 2 of them they've really missed. So.
Oh, 3, because it's 4-7.
Oh yeah, true that. Ball plays on here, right in my blind spot, but they play on now down the wing. Mendy's the option. Just a crucial hand gets in there, just allowing him to get it. It's going to be a free kick. Advantage is pay. Now they go inside the 450. Donegan's in the square. Donegan, nearly get it. Does he get it front on contact?
Yep.
Yes, he is. He'll have a chance to line up for number 4 now.
Yeah, had to be.
Pleading the case. It's a Monbulk defender, but it was always there.
Yep.
Got his positioning right. Turns around, snaps around his body and puts through number 4.
There we go. Third lead change of the game. Healesville back in front. 6 straight 36 they are now.
I said just probably about last week, so hard to be a defender these days, but as a forward, if you get yourself in the right position early, you're always going to be rewarded, whether it's with the mark or you're going to get the free kick anyway.
Exactly right. So the ball about to come back into the middle. 6 straight 36 to 4-7 31. So they've done that pretty well, Healesville. They get the response. Can't really split the two teams at the moment.
Woori Recreation Reserve, Alexandra hit front by 4 points over Pakenham.
There we go. Yep, 7-1-43. I think it was to 6-3-39.
Will Stewart's kick 4.
There we go. So he's going to have a real impact in that game, you would think. D'Angelo Tato backing in for Pakenham as well. That'll be huge for them. Up it goes once again. So Bates in the ruck this time for Healesville. Evans got the better of the tap. Banks gets the handle away just in time. Houston can put him inside forward 50. Beecroft still forward. Couldn't take the mark, but he gathered the ball beautifully. Gets a kick away on the left. Kick into the pocket. Looking for Havern. Murray got the ball under his control, but he was taken. Dispossessed. In goes Havern. Beecroft bursts his way through and nails it.
That's a great goal.
Instant response for Monbulk. Fourth lead change of the game. The Hawks are back in front.
How's the strength on him there?
Oh, that was unbelievable. Had to get through a couple of players, Trent, and more importantly, the finish. And he's got his second goal for the afternoon.
Second in about, you'd say, 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, he kicked the goal to get them back in front, or get the scores level at least. So wait for the ball to come back in the middle. So this game really has come to life in the last couple of minutes. We've seen a few goals kicked. So only 1 point separating the two sides. If you're just tuning in, 5-7-37 to 6 straight 36. And Lockie Beecroft might have just kicked the ball into the river. He sent it a long way. But we do have quite an interesting contest on our hands. It is do or die in this elimination final, of course. Winner through to play Woori next week. Loser, well, they'll go home. So the ball about to come.
You're right, but it was just the way you said it. I was like, they go home.
They go home, yep.
But it's so true. Elimination final,
yep.
It's what's at stake.
That's it. So the ball comes back into the middle now. So, again, it'll be Cam Evans and Jesse Bates. And interesting, these two, they don't really run and jump. They sort of like to just stay at ground level and contest it like a stoppage. Although Evans does give himself a bit of a run up this time. And he does win that one. Couldn't quite gather it was Burley because it was thumped straight at him. Monbulk gained about 2 or 3 metres. So, another stoppage in the middle of the ground. Take 2. Again, Evans and Bates. Evans gets in the better position, thumps it to centre half forward. Daly couldn't gather it cleanly. Eventually, though, does get it under his control. Dangerous handball, though. Spencer is lurking. Gets the handball away just in time. Banks, handball over his head. Thump back the other way. Gathered by Burley. Kick around his body, Ryan Burley. Oh, Murray on the last line of defence. Well done. Rushes it to safety.
Well, I'd like to know what the decision was on Havern not getting a free kick there. He had his arm, looks like he had his arms fully locked, so he couldn't contest at all on the goal square there.
Yeah, might have been a bit unlucky. So Murray maybe got away with one. But in all that, 5th rush behind for Monbulk. So 5-8-38 they are now. To 6 straight 36 as the kick comes out of defence. Senior chips it down the line to Mendy. And Mendy just gets it on the chest. He'll go short again to Van Wright. So the Hawks not with ball in possession. The Bloods being patient. Now Bates has got it on the chest.
So Bates now tucked up on the boundary here. Has a look around. The couple call. No clear option, so he's just told to play on. So he just goes down the line to a contest. Oh. And a mark's going to be paid out in front. Pretty much taken out on his own there was Wirtz. Wirtz now goes down the line. Can a mark be taken here? Not quite, but doing well at ground level to get that and gather that ball. Monbulk they can move forward. Spencer, handball over. Now shot at goal here. It's coming back. No, not enough.
Oh. There we go. I thought that had gone through, but it must have just passed the post.
Number 50.
Yeah, it's our mystery number 50. We don't have him, unfortunately.
So I'll just have to put him down here like that. That's why I was getting confused. I was like, we haven't got a 50 yet, we?
No, we don't.
It's unfortunate. Such a good play. Imagine if he finished.
Yeah, exactly right.
Him up, then look for his name to
not be able to call it.
And the ball has got its way back to the fullback now. So they'll bring the ball back into play here. Kick down the line. Rutherford is there. Bates comes over and spoils it. Tackle laid there by Senior. The umpire blows a whistle to ball this one up. Been going 16 minutes in this second term. So ball thrown up now. Evans and Bates. Evans probably got the little fingertip to it. Now bursting away there. Monbulk link up for a couple of handballs. Burley now. Kick probably didn't go exactly where he would want it to go, but unable to take it cleanly there. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Healesville, so they'll get it at half back here. We'll go short down the line to Van Wright. Interesting kick, and it's going to be cut off by Words. Didn't quite handle them up. Monbulk still managed to get the ball back in their hands. Handball at the top. Geez, some scrappy areas being played here. Van Wright just overruns the footy. Burley goes in. He fumbles it. Van Wright distributes of him. Handball at the top. Now Shepherd has ball in hand. He's bumped off the ball by Van Wright. He's going to get a downfield free kick too. So, it's going to be a free kick going the way of Monbulk here as they get closer to their forward 50.
It's the mystery number 50 again, Trent.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to Wentworth. But down the line now. So have a look around. Rutherford touched right up on the boundary line. Can you imagine he'll just take his best kick if he wants to put this through?
Yeah, I think he's going to have a crack.
So Rutherford, yeah, he's definitely having a crack here. Or is he sucking us all in? We'll soon find out. So Rutherford, right at the fence, tucked up on the boundary, at least 45 out. Kick is on its way, well offline. Does well to register a score in the end. I thought it was well offline for a second.
Yeah.
But Rutherford through for a minor score for another opportunity gone missing there for Monbulk.
Yeah, started to get the draw on the kick, but it was too late. And the Bloods wasting no time. They get the ball to half-back. Van Driel gets a kick away on the left. Over the head of Donegan. And straight into the hands of Aaron Hoare. Hoare assesses his options down the line. Loads up on that right boot. Can get the ball to at least about half forward. Senior will park himself underneath it, but Banks did well. Got rid of him and takes the mark on the chest. And Monbulk start to stream numbers back. Banks calls for someone to come at him. Loads up on the right boot. High ball into the forward pocket. Plenty of players will fly. Where are the crummers out the back here for Monbulk? Ball trickles over for another behind. And couldn't quite pick up who got that one on the boot, but 5:11:41 now are the Hawks. So another opportunity doesn't quite pan out for them. So now Healesville currently in the hands of Daly. Daly, low trajectory ball, just works out in the end. So Healesville being hemmed in at the moment. The Hawks winning all the territory. Now they get the ball out of the defensive 50, high up and under ball. Baycroft parked himself underneath it, couldn't stick the mark. In goes Senior. Plenty of players on hands and knees again. The Hawks try and find another four-way forward. Is that a push in the back? Yes, it was. Had to be. So the Hawks can just take a bit of the sting out of this for the moment. So Shepherd, the recipient of the free kick, at least about a kick and a half away from home. Got a lead being provided to him by Spencer. Not going to go in that direction, though. Shepherd pulls the kick a little bit. Plenty of plays fly, but no mark is taken. The ball fisted over the boundary line and will be thrown back into play in the forward pocket for the Hawks. They have a 5-point margin at the moment. 16 scoring shots to 6, though, it has to be said. So boundary throw in the forward 50 of Monbulk. Jones and Rutherford. Rutherford, nearly a chance for Wentworth. The Hawks slap it back the other way. Van Driel tried to paddle it through Burley's legs, was unable to do so. And again, the ball going nowhere and locked up for yet another ball up inside the forward 50 of the Hawks. So they're locking the ball in there, Monbulk. Can they find a few more avenues to goal? It's going to be so crucial that they take their opportunities while they can come. Up it goes again. Rutherford grabs it out of the ruck this time, but Jones got him in the tackle right away. In goes Van Driel. And yet another stoppage. So I've seen this a couple of times in this game where there's just passage of play where it's just a real gridlock and neither team can get the ball free. Jones does smack it out of the pack, though. It was sharked by Wentworth. Wheels around on the left. Sends a pitching wedge to about 20 out. Van Driel, though, parks himself underneath it and takes the intercepting mark. And Healesville can get out of danger for the moment.
So good clutch mark there by Van Driel, stopping them in their tracks. Monbulk with the ball plenty of times inside their forward 50 yet again this quarter. Controlled most of this quarter, really. Just haven't really been able to impact the scoreboard as much as they would have liked. Back here, Amaranth, bit of a strong tackle, then looks for the boundary line and is going to be paid.
Yeah, I think just the handball was probably what he not needed to do. He should have, as I say, tried the professional fumble.
And I think Amaranth found that very bemusing, the deliberate.
Yep.
And then didn't stand on the line, so he's given away a 25 minute penalty.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Heard the umpire told you 4 times.
he was very, very strict with that one. Kick
well,
down the line, intercepted though by Senior. And then opts to go backwards. So now they'll go through Murray. Down the line now. Daly goes for a short kick and a nice neat kick there. They can switch the play in the pocket here to Dobbin. Dobbin gets it across. Now a couple of handballs. They've had to go backwards again to Murray. And they'll probably find out using Senior here too, I reckon, nearly in the end here for Zeto. With ball in hand. Has Senior on that boundary. Short one if he wants it. He does present, but there's nowhere to go to, so they've had to go back to Murray. Murray now uses Daly again. I reckon that was the same spot where he got that kick from originally, but this time he goes longer down the line. And a good mark, pulling out the one-headed mark there for Healesville was Sean Donkin, who goes down the line. Can a mark be taken? Yeah, that's a nice strong overhead mark, that one, as they can move the ball more forward here. Kick down the line. Inside the 450 here, can a mark be taken? Savoury spilled the mark. And it's helped over the boundary line for a boundary throw inside the 450 for Healesville. We haven't seen it down here much this quarter.
No, we haven't. It's lived in Monbulk's end, but only 5 points separates the sides. And the Hawks have been a little bit wasteful.
So, ready for the throw the ball back into play here now. And it's Rutherford who gets the tap down and Monbulk get the clearance away. Bounce doesn't favour them though. They might be able to get it back on the second bounce because the ball's bouncing everywhere. Now they do get it. Clearing kick down the line into the Vern direction. Vern's going to get a free kick here for a holding. The advantage is going to be paid. They have an option over the top. They've got it and then run into an open goal. I think.
Yeah, it's Hatherley. I think he wanted to play on, but then he realised he was under all sorts of pressure, so he pulled himself up. I think it's fair.
I'm thinking maybe that's why they haven't even bothered with the 25.
Yep.
Because realistically, if he didn't play on, shouldn't he be right in front of the goal square right now?
Oh, look, I guess so, but yeah.
But Hatherley, sure, you hope so.
You'd think, here we go, Trent.
Yeah, I'm backing him in, Hatherley.
Yep.
Dominated this quarter. Have Monbulk. Deserve a goal here. Hatherley. In he comes. Kick on its way. And he's put it through.
Yep.
Never in doubt. Never in doubt.
There we go. 11 points the difference. 6-11-47 to 6 straight 36. So Ziggy Hatherley converts the opportunity. Cleverly just stopped himself. He wanted to run into the open goal, but he was being corralled by a Healesville defender. So Cleverly just didn't do that and coolly slotted the set shot, and really important for Monbulk that they start kicking a bit straighter in front of goal. So they do have an 11-point lead, which is nearly their biggest. They led by 12 points early days in that first quarter when they kicked the first couple, and there's a whistle, and free kick going to go to Bailey Rutherford in the middle of the ground, so maybe a centre square infringement as the Hawks go inside forward 50. Havern on the lead. Oh, it just fell short of him. It was a half volley. Cam Evans, though, gets away from one. Handballs away. Ryan Burley, open goal, nails it. No, he's missed. Oh, Burley. He had a bit more time than he thought he had. And he's pushed it across to the left. Oh, dear. Just rushed it onto the boat. And a real reprieve for the Healesville defence. 6-12-48 now on Monbulk to 6 straight 36. 24 minutes gone into this second quarter. So the Bloods, again, Daly in the back pocket, had plenty of the footy today. Sends a low trajectory ball looking for Bates, but he couldn't take the mark. It was over his head. And the Hawks are about to be inside forward 50 again. High up and under the ball in the pocket. Wentworth will park himself underneath and he's taken the mark. Take 2 for Monbulk. Wentworth already with 1 goal in the afternoon. Gets his second look. This to push it out to an 18-point margin, which would be the biggest of the game. As we start to get closer to half-time. Wentworth. In he comes from only about 15 metres out. Looks pretty good off the boot. It's straight over the goal umpire's cap. Monbulk out to an 18-point break. 7-12-54 to 6 straight 36. 25 gone in the second quarter.
And realistically, it's well-deserved, this
Yep.
lead that they had. I think they've dominated a lot of the play. It's just Healesville, when they've had their chance, they have converted, where Monbulk haven't, but they're starting to extend their lead out now.
That's it, exactly right, Trent. Well, as you can see, 19 scoring shots to 6 scoring shots. So Healesville doing really well to stay in this game, taking every opportunity that comes. Monbulk been a bit wasteful as we wait for the ball to come back into the middle.
You wait. There's a couple of interchange swaps here in front of us as well. As the goal was kicked. As the ball's thrown up now. And it's Rutherford who got to tap down on the way down. Burley, did he drag it in? A couple of players question it. The umpire said, no, I'll have that and ball that one up. So the ball will be thrown up here. It's thrown up now. And it's Bates who gets that tap down for Healesville. Shepherd gets a handball over the top. They could go forward again if they get this cleanly kick in front of the Monbulk player. So now there's been a whistle for a holding. Which way is it going? It's gone the way of Monbulk. Looks like it's going to come back to Finlay. Yeah, so Finlay. Outside 50.
I think it's 40, but I think he might be backing himself in. No, he's not.
Doesn't look very confident, so he just pops one to the square. Can a mark be taken? Flying high, taking a strong overhead mark.
Banks.
Looks like Banks.
How does he go about this, Trent? Drop punter, I think he's thinking about the kick around the body, but...
I wouldn't.
Oh, maybe he's going the drop punt.
So if he puts this through, he's been really good for that middle of the ground too, and that's a great strong overhead mark by Adam Banks. He's already kicked the one.
Yep.
Yeah, he's already kicked the one. So Banks for number 2 and to extend the lead out to 24. In he comes. Kick looks pretty good off the boot. The kick is home. Drop punt. No worries. Adam Banks puts to his second. Lead out to 24 points.
Here we go. 8-12-60 to 6 straight 36. And the Hawks start to kick away. 5 goals now in this second quarter to the 2 of Healesville. Banks with his second goal. And they're just starting to straighten up a bit now in front of goal, which is really important. You're just starting to wonder whether that was going to become a real issue for them in this game. It has been a bit of a problem for them at times this season. A few games that they've lost due to their inaccuracy, but they're starting to find the middle of the goals now. As once again, ball does come back into the middle. So Evans and Bates again to contest the ruck. Up it goes. Evans wins the tap. Who can run onto the football? Declan Brown eventually gets, not Brown, in fact it's Wall. Handballs back into the corridor. Cleverly done by Evans. He knew he was going to be tackled. Finlay gets a kick away on the left. Coming up to meet the football was Thornton. Handball back into the corridor. Clever knock on. Can Evans get the ball under his control? He can. He gets rid of a couple. He was taken to the tackle in the end. Thornton goes in for seconds. Picked up by Van Driel. Was he taken high? Yes. So a free kick will go to Van Driel. And Monbulk wouldn't mind another goal before half-time. Try and cut down this margin. The Hawks able to stream numbers back. Van Driel. So all the Healesville players directing Van Driel down the line. Van Wright provides a lead. Looks to go out wide. Munn will park himself underneath it. He's been pretty good overhead today, but the kick just had a bit too much on it. And over the boundary line, it will be thrown back into play. So deep into this second quarter. Can't be too long left. As we wait for the boundary umpire to throw the ball back in. Bates and Evans. Bates to the front. Evans, though, won it from the back. Ball going nowhere. It was sharked by Van Driel, but he was locked up in a tackle right away. So another stoppage. Nearing half forward for Healesville. Can they manufacture something here? Free kick for a hold, and it's going to go Evans' way. So Cam Evans with the ball at half back, and a bit of a reprieve for Monbulk. Just as the Bloods were starting to find a 4-way forward. Sends it long down the line. Baycroft will park himself underneath it. Havern from the back couldn't get there, and the ball fisted over the boundary line. And another boundary throw in. As Havern rushes back down to full forward, Evans will contest the ruck. Should be up against Jesse Bates once again. So 29 minutes have elapsed into this second quarter. So a couple of long quarters in this first half. Up it goes once again. Evans this time to the front. Wins it down looking for Thornton. In goes Shepherd. Bates got a handball away, but he's turned it over. Through goes Hewson into Evans, but Evans is tackled straight away. And he is going absolutely nowhere. And the umpire calls for another stoppage. So a stoppage on the broadcast wing here at Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve. in a bit of a marathon second quarter. Nearly half an hour gone. Up it goes. Evans thumps it forward, but it's sharked by Van Wright. Kicks around his body. High up and under ball to half forward. Finlay contests it. Gets the fist down to ground level. Unable to take it cleanly was Griffiths. Does he escort it over? Yes, he does. And there is a siren for half-time at Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve. And the Hawks just starting to kick away after trailing by 2 points at quarter time. They now find themselves 4 goals in front at the main change. 8-12-60 to 6-8-36. And Trent just starting to find their radar in front of goal, Monbulk.
Yeah, they are. They've dominated the play. A lot of possession inside their forward 50. So this lead, they just weren't converting when they were going inside, whereas Healesville, every time they went inside, they looked like they were kicking a goal. They were just grabbing onto every opportunity they could. Monbulk are starting to convert now, and it's showing on the scoreboard. It's a well-deserved lead. I think Healesville were ready to reassess at half-time to come out in the second half.
Most certainly. So we will see what the Bloods can do and what they can bring, because they've been pretty good going inside forward 50. That hasn't been the problem for them, but Monbulk winning a lot of the territory and putting plenty of scores on the board. We will now provide you with some scores from around the ground. We do have the first semi-final being played between Pakenham and Alexandra. Trent will take you through that score right now.
Half-time, and it is Pakenham up by 8 points, 8-5-53 to 7-3-45 over Alexandra. Let's have a look, any multiple goal kicks for Pakenham? No, not at the moment. What's Will Stewart? Will Stewart still got 4 for Alexandra, so 8 points of margin there at half-time.
There we go, yep. So, of course, the winner of that will play Warburton Millgrove in the preliminary final next week. They went down to Seville yesterday, so they're straight through to the grand final. Of course, the winner of today's game will go through to play Wirialek next week after they lost to Indefini Creek, through to play Wandon in the second semi-final. Taking a look now at the A-grade netball. We're underway in the second half in the elimination final. Monbulk versus Healesville. Up it goes once again. Jones up against Rutherford in the ruck. Rutherford with the fresh air swing, couldn't get anything on it. In goes Rouse. High up and under ball, so Healesville with the first centre clearance, but Robbie Savoury parks himself underneath it and takes the intercept mark uncontested. Will go out wide. Good kick it was as well to Hatherley. Hatherley takes that uncontested. Shepherd provides a lead short, but Hatherley looks beyond him. Banks also provides a short lead. Long kick down the line, should be cut off here by Van Driel, and it is. Takes it cleanly on the chest. Spencer keeping him corralled, so Van Driel backpedals off the mark. Not really a whole lot coming at him. Directs troops to half forward. Long kick into the forward line. Savoury there again. Fist the ball down to ground level. Beecroft kicks out wide. Beautifully done as well to Shepherd, who takes the relieving mark. Monbulk again can look to counter-attack. Chip kick down the line's a good one. Here is Spencer. Gets himself up the ground as Donkin mans the mark for Healesville. Spencer assessing the options down the line. Not a whole lot for the moment. Loads up on the right boot, high up and under ball. Looking for Rutherford, maybe coming in from the side was Banks. He couldn't stick the mark, and that will just be out of bounds. So came off the boot there of Bradley. Think he thought that there was a teammate nearby, but no one close to it. As the sun pops out again here at Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve. So Rutherford and Jones to contest the ruck. Up it goes. Rutherford to the front. Gets the better of the tap. Shark by Mendy, but he's put under all sorts of pressure. Picked up beautifully at ground level by Spencer. Dishes off to Beecroft, who'll put Monbulk inside forward 50. Evans on the lead. Can't take the mark. It's fisted away from him. Thornton on hands and knees. Got the handball away. They should be able to go inside forward 50 off the back of this. The Hawks. Handball comes over the top. Evans presented a good option. Interesting kick inside the forward 50. In fact, no, he just pulled it short. And Wentworth, I think, is saying he's going to go for home. Probably won't. Loads up on the right boot. Kick into the pocket. No mark can be taken. Havern is there. Ball knocked over the boundary line. Is it? There was an appeal for some kind of free kick. Whether it was...
I thought it ricocheted off someone's foot down there. That's what the players were appealing for. And I thought I saw it too. But the umpire said we'll just throw it in.
Yeah, there we go. So Bandry throw into the forward pocket of Monbulk, who've got the early territory as the sun pokes out here at Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve. Evans to the front, just grabs out of the ruck, dishes off. Burley, kick around his body to the top of the square, looking for Banks, fisted away by Murray. Can Healesville rush it to safety? Can Monbulk find the goal? Huge numbers around the contest. Ball spills out, picked up by Burley. He's met with a tackle straight away. And the ball going nowhere, and another stoppage inside the forward 50 of Monbulk.
So inside the forward 50 here from Monbulk. Again, backing up their first half efforts, dominating territory battles early here. Thrown out, Evans tapped over the top of their head. Had no runners to run onto it there though. Handball over and drill. He's met with a strong tackle. Just gets his handball away in time. And it's going to be a ball in. They appeal for a deliberate. I think they got lucky with one earlier against Amaranth. So they know that it's possible to get them in today's game. So they're going to keep appealing, hoping another one comes off their way. This ball's going to be thrown back into play here. Evans and Jones. No ruck really got a hand to that. Van Drill got some sort of kick off the ground there. Spencer cleverly kicked it up to Beecroft. Beecroft taps around his body, but goes through for a minor score. That would have been made it really interesting and a great start to Monbulk there. Would have been his third as well.
That was footy IQ 200, Trent, from Josh Spencer, and he pulled it off, but unfortunately, Beecroft just couldn't get the hook on the kick.
Kicked into the pocket now. Murray has a look around. The sun's well and truly come out now. This is beautiful sun. Finals footy at its best. Kick down the line. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can. No, it's just... No, they've paid the mark in the end. It looks like it was Senior, I believe. So then Senior has a look around. Sees nothing he likes, so he'll just go long down the line. Can a mark be taken? Savoury with the intercepting mark. I won't say it, Aiden, don't worry. Kick, he marks it, then he sends it back down the line. Can a mark be taken? Not quite spilled it, but knocked it in front of their advantage. Now they go forward, another mark taken by Banks. Banks quickly pushes off his mark, wheels around and puts it deep inside the 450. Evans is there. Havern is there. Havern! Turned it on in the third quarter against Mount Evelyn just a couple of weeks ago. Put the balcony in disarray. They were going off their heads, I tell you that. And he was loving every second of it, playing into it. He's a crowd and club favourite, Jonathan Havern. He lines up to try and kick for his first. He's going the check side. How's it come off the boot? It's beautiful. And have a look at him. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. He signals to the crowd. Let me hear. I put it straight through on the check side. I've still got it.
There we go. Beautiful finish from Jonathan Havern. 31 points the difference. So the Hawks really getting some ascendancy now. Monbulk need to respond and get motoring pretty quickly as the ball comes back into the middle. 9-13, 67 to 6 straight 36.
The old hand to the ear going, let me hear.
That's it. Little fingertip into the crowd as well. So Healesville really in a spot of bother at the moment. Their season on a bit of a knife edge at the moment. Rutherford went early. Tap was one down by Jones. Rutherford eventually got the ground level ball. Spencer's kick was smothered, and this might be a chance. Mendy dishes off Aiden Rouse. Puts the Bloods inside forward 50, looking for Donegan. Couldn't quite stick the mark. Ball comes to ground level. Rutley with a good strong tackle, and he can lock the ball in Healesville's end for the moment. The Bloods desperately need this next goal. Monbulk get a few troops back. Spencer will come off for a rest. Brand will come on. No, in fact, Houston will come on. So the umpire throws the ball to loft, up it goes. Rutherford wins the tap, will be sharked though by Hugo Munn. Gather the ball cleanly, looking for Rouse, who gets the ball under his control. Aiden Rouse got the kick around the body, but it's a scrubby ball at ground level. Barclay circling, and the ball is rushed over for a behind. So the first blemish on the scoreboard for Healesville, 6-1-37 they are now. Monbulk still 5 goals ahead at the moment. And they've wasted absolutely no time. Our mystery number 50 can't take the mark now. Healesville on the counter-attack. Low trajectory ball should be picked off here by Savoury. He's been pretty rock solid in defence. Assess of the options down the line. Trent's man, shortbread and cream. Long kick down the line, looking for Havern. Can he take the mark overhead? No, he can't. Fisted away by Murray. Monbulk with plenty of representation at ground level though. Kick around the body, works out just fine. Oh, gee. Nearly playing on there was Kyan Barclay. He correctly just stopped himself, and here is Max Donegan. I reckon is just within range.
Well and truly, I reckon.
Yeah, player on the marks on that 40-metre arc, so Donegan will go back and line them up, and he needs to kick truly here. He's already got 4 goals in the afternoon. Really taking his chances so far today when he's had a look. So to get it back to 24 points of difference and to keep Healesville's season alive, so important here from Max Donegan that this goes through from about 45. No 25-metre penalty, definitely within range now.
Must have been some back chat or something.
I think so, yep. So Max Donegan much closer now. Pretty much directly in front. And now only man of the mark about 20 metres out. So distance definitely won't be a problem. It's just all about accuracy for Max Donegan. He's 4 straight of the afternoon so far. This for a bag of 5. And to get Monbulk back within 24 points. No troubles at all for Max Donegan. Straight over the goal umpire's cap. Back to 24 points the difference. 7-1-43 the Bloods to Monbulk 9-13-67. 8 minutes gone into the third quarter.
5 goals straight now for Donegan.
Yep, he's brought the kicking boots today for sure, Trent.
5 goals last week, 5 goals this week.
That's it.
Still a quarter and a half to be played, really.
Exactly.
A quarter and 3/4 of a, you know what I mean.
Well, that's it. And hitting form at the right time. Finals time's when you got to do it. As the ball once again is about to come back into the middle. So can they get a roll on here, Healesville? Can they get the next couple? They're probably, a little bit fortunate to only be 24 points behind, but at the end of the day, if you take your opportunities, that's what you can do, particularly if your opposition aren't taking their opportunity. So back in the middle.
Back in the middle now, Evans and Bates. Again, just tussle around. Evans tapped down. No one gets it cleanly, but now it's going to be a free kick. Which way is it going? It's going Monbulk's way. Looks like Burley.
It is, yep.
Yeah, Burley will get this free kick. I think it was for holding. He'll go short over the top. Does that well. They're in no rush here. Slow build up. Now they go long and wide. Interesting option, that one, because it's wide. You'd like it to be more direct, I think, but they're going to back themselves for a shot at goal here.
Yep.
Let's try and gather who. They'll line up for goal. This would be a real hit on Healesville if they can do one here after all the efforts they have to get that goal back.
Yeah, no, exactly right,
Just
Trent.
for Monbulk to come in and respond straight away with one of their own. In it comes, kicked off the boot. Looks like it's offline, and that it is.
There we go.
It was Nicholas Wall
Yep.
who kicked that one. So that's his first behind of the day. And they'll look to bring the ball back in Healesville here. Now they gather it now. Have a look around. And decide they're going to come to the commentary box side.
Ooh.
Short to Van Drill. Van Drill quickly pushes off his mark. He's in a bit of a hurry here now. Plays on. Wheels around. Down the line. Donegan's there. It's punched away from Donegan. And he quickly gets back to the square to case to be a second option as it's helped over the line here for a boundary throw in right in front of us here now. So see if they can get 2 goals in a row here, Healesville. Make it really interesting for this game. The ball's going to be thrown back in. Bates and Evans. Evans fights his way to front position, but then gets pushed underneath it. Umpire says play on. Falcon off Frazzetto's head. Now it moves forward. Mendy Gabbers there. Shrugs off one tail. Gets a handball back to Frazzetto. There's a whistle for a throw. So it's going to go to Monbulk. Crucial call, that one, because they could have been out. Thornton goes short, but Van Drill
well done.
plugs himself in the hole and takes the intercept diving mark.
He's been pretty good today, Van Drill.
Yeah, I think he's been one of their better players today. Van Drill will come short to Rouse. He's another one who's been really good. Will he be chased down by Beecroft? Just gets his kick away, but it's going to be cut off by Savoury. Savoury wide. Shepherd pushes off his mark. Played more half-back Shepherd today, not that higher wing roll.
Yep.
Noticed. So Shepherd now. Beautiful kick inside of Wentworth. Wentworth has a look. Thought about taking on the inside kick, but opts out of it, goes wide to Beecroft. Did well with the body work, but it's going to beat the line's going to beat him over beat him to the ball. So it's going to be another boundary throw in here. Just before half forward here, going towards the Monbulk's end of the goals.
Yep, so Evans will contest the ruck here up against Jesse Bates. Bates gets to Evans eventually gets to the front. Burley just taps it through the legs of Rouse, picked up by Bates at ground level. Handball comes to Amarant, but he can't gather it cleanly, and the ball trickles over the boundary line. And repeat stoppages nearing half forward for Monbulk, who are looking dangerous again. So Evans and Bates done a lot of battle in the ruck today. Bates wrestles his way to the front, gets the tap, maybe a chance for Bradley, got the handball away just in time, comes out, overlap run provided by Amarant, tries to spin Houston inside out, heads towards the boundary line, and there we go. So it's going to be a boundary thrown right in front of our broadcast position here at Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve. And need to be careful there, Tennyson Amarant, because he was penalised for insufficient intent for a similar sort of thing there with the handball, but he gets away with that one. So it was Evans who won it from the back. Amarant involved once again. In goes Van Wright. Kept in play by Banks. I think that was on the full. So got to have a quick conference here for the banter umpire, who needs to confirm whose boot it came off. And uncertainty. So it's going to be a boundary throw, and it did go on the full, but the banter umpire not actually too sure whose foot it came off. So both teams a little bit miffed by that one, but at the end of the day, with the uncertainty, the boundary thrown had to be paid. Evans got out the back and grabbed it Thornton sends Monbulk inside forward 50. Spencer to the front, can't take the mark. Flies over the head of Avern. Here's a chance for Monbulk. Running onto it is Wentworth. Kick towards goal and he's nailed it. 31 points the difference and Josh Wentworth has kicked his third.
He's been real lively today, Aiden.
Yep. He most certainly has. And that was just a good, clean passage of play from Monbulk. Brought it back into the corridor and Wentworth did well, nice and clean, and thumped it through the middle. 10-14-74 now to 7-1-43. So the Bloods weren't able to get the next one and Monbulk extend the margin again as the ball comes back into the middle. Evans and Bates again going to contest this more stoppage style. No real run and jump. Evans probably got the better of it. Sharked by Amarant, who's played a lot on the ball today. Not so much off the half back line. And a free kick is going to go Monbulk's way and the recipient will be Burley. And a 25-metre penalty has been paid as well. So Ryan Burley maybe might even have a look at a set shot here. He is going to have a set shot. So maybe back-to-back goals coming up here for Monbulk if Ryan Burley can kick truly. Just the one behind on the afternoon. He's directly in front.
You'd know him better, Aiden. Does he have the leg?
He's got the leg, I think, for sure, Trent. It's all about accuracy. Kick of about 45 metres required. Couple of dance steps. Looks pretty good off the boot. Does it hold the line? Did it get there? Goal umpire's going to signal a goal, I reckon.
No, goal umpire signalled a point, I believe.
Let's have a look. There's a conference on the line. It was very tight.
Havern marked it too, I think.
Here we go. I think. Oh. No, it's marked on the line by Havern. So Jonathan Havern, point blank range, puts it away. And Monbulk, either way, they get the goal and they extend the margin even further. It's out to 37 now. 11-14-80 to 7-1-43.
Yeah, I think that's what they were discussing. Didn't know if Havern marked it in front of the line or behind the line. But at the end of the day, I don't think it would have really mattered because they had a shot in the square anyway.
Well, that's it. Exactly right.
It's a great mark, though.
It was a very good mark. So Havern gets his second goal. He's really come to life in this second half. And not what Healesville needed. 2 quick goals for Monbulk and a 37-point margin. Going to be very tough to come back from as the ball comes back into the middle.
Has a thing for third quarters, Havern. Kick 2 when I called him down there at Monbulk in the third quarter. So likes turn it up for third quarter and gets the crowd up and about as well. This ball's thrown up. Evans wins that tap down. Can they get the clearance going? Handball, wall. But now the whistle's been blown for a ball up here. We've been going 16 minutes into this third term. Evans, tap down. Amarant chases after it, and then Mendy gets it. Is he going to get a high contact free kick? Yes, he is. He wastes no time playing on. Mendy wheels around, puts it in the Donegan direction, just a bit over his head. Savoury goes down and gets it. Handball out into a dangerous spot, though. Shepherd mops it up, but he's late with a tackle. So now they look to try and get one here, Healesville. They really, really need to convert from this inside 50 right here, right now. Evans just punches it out of the way. Mendy tracks it down, but it's kicked away before he can get it. Daly, strong in the hips. Campbell over, Amarant. Now they go forward inside the forward 50, but it's got to be intercepted. Mark here on the back flank by
Evans.
So Evans doing it everywhere at the moment. Has a look around, doesn't like any of his options. He's going to go wide in the Havern direction. We all know he's already taken a big mark. He goes up again. Oh, nearly had it again. And goes in and lays the big tackle. Well, there's a free kick being paid, actually, to Havern, I think.
Yep. Chop of the arms, I think.
So Havern goes short. Does that well to Brown. Brown has a look around. Doesn't see anything he really likes. He's just going to go long down the line. Tied to 50. Banks goes early. Amarant gets it, shrugs off one tackle, can't get around the Banks tackle. Umpire blows the whistle to ball this one up. So the top of the inside 40 we're saying here now. So top of the 40 here for Monbulk. Tapped down by Jones. Then Wright gets a kick away. Then drills there. Tapped over there. Here's their chance. Healesville open up the middle of the ground. Donegan
here we go.
Open space. Donegan grabs it. Plays on. Puts it deep inside the 40. Beautiful kick, and they've got it.
Rutley.
Taking the mark is Rutley. What a beautiful kick it was by Donegan. Found some open space in the middle of the ground. Broke away from his opponent. And he set it up. A possible Rutley goal here. So Rutley comes in. Such a crucial kick. Kick is on its way, and he's just kicked it.
Ooh. Gee,
made the umpire work, but puts it through.
That's it. all the matters that it goes through. So Bailey Rutley, just the third goal kicker for Monbulk, for Healesville today, because Donegan's kicked the 5 and Rouse got the other 2. So back to 31 points the difference. 8-1-49 now to 11-14-80. So again, just can they string a couple together here, Healesville? We've just ticked in a red time in this third quarter, but we've had 2 pretty long quarters today. 32-52 was quarter number 1. Of course, there was the stoppage due to the injured player, but 29-50 was the second quarter. So there could still be plenty of time here for Healesville. They need to get motoring. So it is back in the middle. Jones back in the ruck for Healesville. Evans is still there for Monbulk. No, in fact, it's Rutherford. Up it goes. Rutherford gets the better of the tap. Beecroft eventually gets it under his control, just throws the ball onto the left boot. Hatherley tracks it back. Won't be able to take the mark. Very unkind bounce. Bounce to 10 metres up in the air. They still control it, though. Beecroft involved once again. Chip kick into the pocket, looking for Havern. Clever little paddle back into the corridor. They're looking dangerous again here. Monbulk picked up at ground level by Spencer. Amarant handball towards the boundary line as it kept in play. There's a kick out of the pack there from Dobbin. And it's gone out of bounds in the full, and Avern's going to line them up. So Jonathan Avern, can Monbulk get the instant response again?
Oh, if he kicks this, can you imagine? Imagine the crowd and the celebration by Avern himself.
So we saw Jethro Von Hess on the run, nail one for Linda Creek yesterday, which was the crucial match-winning goal. Jonathan Avern on the set shot. In he comes on the left boot. Looks pretty good off the boot. Just going to fall short. I think Hugo Munn gets up and fists it across the line, I believe.
No, free kick.
It's a free kick right on the goal line, going to Daly. Loads up in the left boot, high up and under ball. Oh, no, the mark isn't taken. Wirtz got up, he just couldn't quite stick it. He came from miles away, gave himself plenty of leverage and got up and just couldn't stick it at the last moment. That would have been the second time we would have seen a big hanger on that spot. Of course, Jet Barclay a couple of weeks ago for the under-14s Healesville in the grand final. Rutherford, Beecroft runs onto it, couldn't take it cleanly. In goes Hewson. Rutherford goes for seconds. Ball going nowhere. Jones locked up in the tackle. And another stoppage at half forward for Monbulk, who are again locking the ball in their end of the ground. Jones goes early. Rutherford got ball in hand. He's dispossessed, and free kick for a hole going to go Monbulk's way. Looks as though Rutherford will be the recipient. Backpedals off the mark. Pulls the kick into the pocket. Oh, no, Banks couldn't stick the chest mark. Goes in for seconds. Got rid of his man. Comes away to Thornton. Kick around the body. Looks pretty good off the boot. He's got too much hook on it, though. And Daly gets back and takes the intercepting mark. Looks to come towards the broadcast side of the ground. Finds Donkin. Donkin with not a lot presenting to him. Does he go long down the line to Jones? Provides a bit of a lead. He'll go beyond him. Long kick. Monbulk with all the representation. Go through comes Savoury, but he didn't communicate with Rutherford. And the ball spills to ground level. Can Healesville find a four-way forward? Now Rutherford gets involved again. Handballs backwards to go forwards. They'll go inside forward. 50 off the boot of Henderson. No mark can be taken. Dobbin gets himself involved. Here is Lockie Beecroft. Kick side towards goal. Just missed to the left-hand side. So 11-15-81 now on Monbulk. To Healesville, 8-1-49.
2 goals, 3 for Lockie Beecroft today. Could have had a really, really big day. Has been impactful all around the ground. And they look to bring the ball back into play here, do Healesville. 22 minutes gone. They go wide now. Can Amar be taken down there? Murray, who's been one of their better players.
He has,
Down the line, but Savoury's there again. Just can't quite take it cleanly. Ball the far side of the ground, but now they've got some runners moving forward. Can they get it under their control? Yes, they can. A couple of handballs over the top. Here's Mendy. Mendy gets it, puts it inside the forward 50. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can, but it's going to be intercept mark taken there by Monbulk Will Henderson. They go wide. Switching the play. Now they come down the line, have a play, but has a bit too much onto it, and this does favour Healesville too. If it stays in play, no, it doesn't. So, not a bad result in the end because it was a 2-on-1 option. A favour, in going the way of Healesville.
It was going to come right back.
Yeah, it was going to come right back. So the boundary line isn't the worst outcome right now. Evans front position, grabs out of the ruck, handballs down to Burley. Burley gets his kick away just as he's getting tackled. Van Drill bursts his way through over to Rouse. Rouse puts the boot on the ball, but it's going to be intercepted by Savoury again. Van Drill we've got a bit of cramp too, I think, there as well. As they switch to play now, do Monbulk. Having to look around. Now short down the line to Spencer. Pushes off the mark. Then just goes short. Putting a bit too much air on it, but Burley makes it work. Burley has a look around. Then short down the line he goes. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can. I don't know if that was the intended target, but they made it work.
Yep.
There was two of them there. So now they look around. Down the line, inside the forward line now. Can a mark be taken out in front? Not quite punched away. Hills will get it. Clear and kick out there. The bounce doesn't quite favour Monbulk, but they've got all the numbers. And Evans moving like a midfielder. Ooh. Taps it down. Look at the long handball to Shepherd. Gives it back to Evans. Then taps it down like he's in the ruck. You're in free play. Now he gets the ball moving. Is it going to come out? Not quite. That was nearly so clever by Evans. I thought he was going to get the 1-2 and go for a little midfielder's trot.
That's it.
Then he nearly tapped it down like a ruckman, except no one was there to help him out there.
Unfortunately.
Would have made it look so classy.
Oh, yeah.
Tapped down there by Evans. Van Drill, boot on the ball, but I think this might go out on the full. Yes, it does. So it's going to come right back to Monbulk's end towards their forward 50 now.
So Savoury, I think, is going to be the recipient of the free kick, and he is. Just comes back to Lind. So can't be too long left to go in this third quarter. Monbulk still with a pretty handy lead. They've extended upon the halftime margin. Currently 32 points adrift. High up and under ball. The mark beat taken here. Orchid spilled through the hands of Griffiths. Got the handle away just in time. Wirtz provided a hand. He'll get the kick away. Beautifully weighted as well. Shepherd takes the diving slips catch. And Monbulk can continue to press. Shepherd just assesses the options down the line. Wheels onto the right boot. Gets the ball to about half forward. Amaranth couldn't take the mark. Vern got it out the back. Long kick into the pocket. Doesn't have too much on it. Oh, Hewson was there, but it was fisted away from him. And it will be thrown back into play deep inside the forward 50 of Monbulk, who are looking dangerous again. And Healesville really need to go into lockdown mode now. Can't concede another goal before three-quarter time. It'll be a real uphill battle. It already is. Any more goals are just going to make it so much harder. So boundary throw in. Havern will contest the ruck. Gets front spot. Got the tap down. Ball thumped away. In goes Amaranth. So too Banks of Monbulk. They get a kick clear for the moment. Kyan Barclay just thumps the ball over the boundary line. And it will be thrown back into play now. It's at half forward for Monbulk. So Healesville gain a little bit of territory, but it's still on the wrong end of the ground if you're a Blood supporter. 25 and a half gone into the third quarter. 11-15-81 Monbulk to 8-1-49 Healesville. In it goes. Evans won the tap, but it was sharked by Van Wright. Kick around his body. Oh, Thornton couldn't stick the intercept mark. Chance for Henderson. There's a free kick going to go Monbulk's way. Thornton will be the recipient. And he doesn't want to waste any time. Can't be too long left, I'm guessing. Thornton, long kick to the top of the square. Havern will park himself underneath it, but the mark is taken by Banks. And Monbulk get another look in front of goal. Banks didn't really see him in the contest. It looked like it was intended for Havern, but either way, Monbulk with another shot at goal. This to make it 38 points the difference right before three-quarter time. And to make things even harder for Healesville. Already got 2 goals in the afternoon so far, Adam Banks. This for his third. And this to really put some icing on the cake on this third quarter. And he comes. Oh, it's a wobbly, tumbly ball, but it's home. Oh, it started right. It had a forward spin on it. But Adam Banks has got it. His third goal for the afternoon. 12-15-87 to 8-1-49. 26 and a half gone in the third quarter.
Jeez, it didn't look pretty off the boot.
It did
Never
not.
doubt my boy Banksy. Never doubt him. He'll make it work.
It was a genuine tumbler.
Then turned around and gave it to the interchange bench. He loves it.
Oh, gee, just wobbled on back. But doesn't matter how they go through as long as they go through. Oh, dear. So it's back in the middle. Rutherford to contest the ruck up against Jesse Bates. So is there maybe one more goal here for Healesville before three-quarter time? Rutherford wins the tap. Burley, can he get the kick away? Yes, he can. Gets a pitching wedge to half forward. No mark can be taken. Declan Brown, he just slipped at the inopportune time, but Monbulk out of the ball. Rouse gets a handle away. Here is Van Driel. Been brilliant, but his kick is smothered. The Hawks pressing once again. Ball heads towards the boundary line and beats everyone. It will be thrown back into play. Forward to centre for Monbulk on the broadcast side wing. So Rutherford and Bates to contest the ruck. Let's wait for the umpire to throw the ball back into play. Up it goes. Bates gets front position. Was there a hold? Umpire calls him to go. Oh, this could be a chance for a number 50, a mystery number 50 that is. And he's taken in the tackle and it will be a stoppage at half forward for Monbulk, who again have just dominated territory in this third quarter. Up it goes. Bates penalised for a hold. So another free kick going Monbulk's way. And they're about to be inside forward 50. I think Rutherford probably just outside his range. So the Bloods flood numbers back, and I think that's what they've got to do. Rutherford kicks into the pocket, and the mark is taken. Well done, Bailey Rutherford. Found an option on the lead, and Monbulk will get yet another look in front of goal. Ziggy Hatherley, and he'll kick after the siren. So Ziggy Hatherley already with 1 goal on the afternoon. This for his second. This for the biggest lead of the game. It will be a 44-point break. And to make things incredibly hard, to start putting a few nails in the coffin for Healesville. And he comes with a drop punt. It's coming back! Just offline. And let's have a look. No, I don't think is the score going to be paid. It is going to be paid. So rush through from behind, right on the goal line. So they do get 1 extra score before three-quarter time to Monbulk. They're 6 rush behind for the afternoon. 12-16-88 they are to Healesville. 8-1-49, a 39-point difference. Trent, it's going to be a big ask for the Bloods if they can get it done from here.
Yeah, it really is. Monbulk are just flexing their muscles now. I think every time we think Healesville does get a goal, Monbulk are just responding within the next 30 seconds.
They are most...
So, so much harder for Healesville here, but it's still can definitely be won.
How do you watch a replay of the game?
So we'll take a look at some scores from around the grounds. Pakenham 13-5-83, currently leading Alexandra 10-8-68. So the winner of that game through to play Warburton Millgrove in the preliminary final next week. Monbulk or Healesville, whoever wins this game from here, they'll go through to play Wurrialek next week in the first semi-final. Of course, Lindaferny Creek through to play Wandon in the second semi-final. We'll now throw it back to the studios of Yarra Valley FM for our three-quarter time break. When we come back, it's just because the centre circle's very close. So okay, yeah. 2 of the on-ballers and 2 of the wings. So up it goes. Rutherford with the first tap of the last quarter. Dumping tackle is laid by Bates, who started the ruck on this occasion. Mendy gets a handle away. Rouse, high up and under ball to half forward. No mark can be taken. Monbulk with plenty of representation down at ground level. Through comes Barclay. Henderson taken in a dumping tackle. Got rid of the football just in time. Maybe a chance here. Van Driel waits for it on the outside, but he won't get the football. Monbulk look to go back the other way. Kick to a 1-on-1 contest. No mark can be taken. Wall provided a good contest. Ball spills down to ground level. Evans got the handball away. Spencer dishes off. Should be cut up by Senior. Couldn't take it cleanly. He goes in for seconds. It is a very scrappy contest to start things off in the last quarter. Was there high contact on Mendy? I think there was. The out-of-zone umpire spotted it. So a free kick will go to Nick Mendy, who's pulled up a bit sore from this contest. In fact, players from both teams have pulled up a bit sore. Trent shaking his head at something.
I don't want to comment.
Oh, that's all right. So Rutherford's pulled up a bit sore as well. So Mendy, the recipient of the free kick, comes back in towards the corridor, finds Bates. So can Healesville get motoring? They've got a lot of work to do on this last quarter if they want to keep 20-25 alive. Long kick inside forward 50. Donegan on the lead. Oh, no, it flew over his head. And it was picked off. So Monbulk can counter-attack through the corridor. They'll look to go into the hands of Henderson. Henderson looks to the broadcast side and he finds Ziggy Hatherley unattended, and that's where he goes. So Hatherley will mark on the chest. Looks down the line. Wheels onto that right boot. Pulls the kick, nearly turned it over. It does fall for Banks. He got the ground level ball. Dishes off. Here is Thornton. And yeah, probably a little bit unlucky that the advantage wasn't paid. Thornton was away, and now Hills will get numbers back, so Banks will get the free kick as he backpedals off the mark. And yeah, Rutherford coming off, and he looks pretty sore here, to be perfectly honest. So Banks loads up on the right boot. Long kick to half forward. Havern won't get the mark. Ball thumped towards the boundary line. Van Driel, will he keep it in play? No, he won't. Slipped over and eventually decides to just escort the ball over the boundary line. So a stoppage at half forward for Monbulk, who again finding some territory as we get a lot more sunshine in the latter stages of this game after a pretty cloudy and gloomy day for the most part. So Evans and Bates to contest the ruck. So up it goes. Bates to the front. Evans, though, just thumps it back towards the forward 50 of Monbulk, gathered by Shepherd. He dishes off to Thornton. Thornton did well. Dylan Wirtz, 35, kick towards goal! Just offline. There we go. 12-17-89 now to 8-1-49, a 40-point difference the way of the Hawks.
So now to bring the ball back into play here. Healesville just need to take everything on now. All or nothing. Lose, you go home, so you may as well take the risk. It's going to be a holding free kick going to Van Driel, and he sees it too. He's going to try and play on, but the umpire Says to get behind you, Michael. It's not even going to go to Vandrill. Sorry, it's going to go to Haverley. Umpire's pointed the wrong way. So Haverley now puts it inside the forward 50. Can a mark be taken?
Oh.
Not quite for Zetto. Dropping the mark. He probably should have held.
Yeah.
In a wrong time, and a snap out of the pack's going to go across the face for a minor score. Didn't quite gather who got that. It was a quick kick out of a pack.
I think it was Banks.
But it's gone through for a minor score. So they'll have to bring this back into play. We're interested to see how long it takes for Healesville to just start biting off the middle.
Yeah, well,
of the ground,
they have to take it on, don't they, Trent?
Yeah, and just get some runners off the halfback maybe if they've got legs left, or maybe their legs are getting heavy. As you said, it's a heavier ground. Kick down the line. Can a mark be taken? Not quite. Spoiled. And Monbulk again with the ball in the hand. Evans runs around. Gives a handball moving forward to Beercroft. He can't quite gather in his possession, but now gets it. Then chucks it on the boot, but it's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throw in. So deep. Again, inside the forward line. Sound like a broken record, but it's where it's spent most of the game, really, in Monbulk's forward line. The umpire gathers the ball now to throw this one back in for the ruckman to go at it. His thrown in is going to be Bates and Havern. Havern gets front position, but he's knocked out of the way. No ruck gets a tap to it, and it's Healesville who can get the clearance going forward. And they might get one out of the back if they can pick it up cleanly. Yes, they've got it now, but a nice strong tackle by Henderson stops them in their tracks. Not letting him go anywhere.
No, not at all.
And Monbulk have all the numbers back behind the ball anyway. It would have been a 2-on-1. In favour of Monbulk, Donegan being the one for Healesville. Down, kick inside the forward line. Havern just can't quite gather it cleanly. Handball out, banks at ground level. Gets the handball to Haverley. Haverley picks it up. Gets the handball to Havern. Havern goes back. Now at the top of the forward line. The whistle's been blown for a ball up, or has it gone out of bounds?
No, it's a stoppage at half forward here for Monbulk. So the Hawks, again, locking the ball there into the ground. That's where it's lived all day. Evans gets the better of the tap, comes down to ground level. Few plays run past it. Healesville on the counter-attack for the time being as the ball goes through the corridor. Here is Robbie Savoury. Got to kick away on the right just in time, but he's turned it over into the hands of Ebbels. Kicks across and finds Van Wright. Van Wright wheels around onto his right boot, gets the ball to the broadcast wing, and the mark is taken here. Doing pretty well and finding Tyler Barclay. Barclay backpedals off the mark. Loads up on the right boot, gets it to foot. Here is Donegan, who I reckon is just within range. And yep, he signals to the umpire he's going to have a look at goal. So he's already kicked 5 straight on the afternoon. This for goal number 6. And it hasn't really been Healesville's day, but Max Donegan can certainly hold his head high. He's given his team absolutely everything today. So he's been a dead eye so far. Can he make it 6 straight in the afternoon? In he comes from about 45 out. A little bit of an angle to deal with. In he comes. Gets close to the man, and the mark looks pretty good off the boots. Just falls short and thumped through for a rush behind. So Donegan just didn't quite have the range on that occasion. 8-2-50 now. Healesville to Monbulk, 12-18-90. 40 points the difference. Shepherd with a kick in duty as the lead is provided by Griffiths. Decides against that for the moment. Henderson provides one as well. He might go to Lind. In fact, no, he's going to go to Henderson, but I think Donegan will park himself underneath it. Henderson in from the side. He's paid the mark. So Henderson, wobbly ball down the line. I think he's turned it over, and he has straight onto the chest of Hugo Munn. Gets rid of Nick Wall. Munn peers into the corridor, and that's where he goes. And this is what Hills will have to do. They've just got to take it on. Frazzetto will run onto it. He'll get himself within range. Will he? No, he's run down by Hatherley. Took him on, and holding the ball has to be paid, and it is.
Right option.
I think so. It was the right idea, but unfortunately for Campbell Frazzetto, Ziggy Hatherley was right there and ran him down. Beecroft. Little chip kick is a good one to Burley. Burley got overlap runners and doesn't quite get the kick as well as he would have liked, but Henderson makes it work nonetheless. He just chips down the line. This should work out, will it? No, it's fisted away over the boundary line, and will be another boundary throw-in on the broadcast wing. So again, we wait for the ball to be thrown back into play. Evans and Bates to do battle on the ruck. So boundary throw-in, up it goes. Evans gets to the front. I think Bates got the better of it from the back, though. Wall couldn't gather it cleanly. Evans, was he taken off of it? Umpire calls him to go. And we'll have another stoppage on the broadcast wing. This time it'll be a ball up. So Cam Evans and Jesse Bates again to do battle. So time ticking away from Healesville, still 40 points behind. Up it goes. Bates gets the better of that one. Van Wright gets it at ground level, but he's tackled straight away, and a free kick for a high tackle will go the way of Healesville.
Now Healesville with Van Wright at half back. Has a look, and now he's going to bite off that inside kick. Has an option presenting. It's a nice strong mark taken out in front there by Kyan Barclay. So now Van Drill, short, Donegan. Been very lively, 5 goals straight, and there was a one rush behind before.
Yep.
So it doesn't blemish his record. That's a good sign.
No,
there.
it doesn't. Well, he had the kick on line, just didn't quite have the trip in the end.
So this is looking for number 6, and we have been going 8.5 minutes in this last term. It's not out of question, but it's very, very hard for now. So Donegan comes in, subtle approach. It's worked so far all day. Can he put through number 6? Kick is on the way. It's not going to quite meet the distance, and it's going to be cut off, intercepted by Shepherd. Just tight legs maybe now towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I think so.
So Shepherd goes short to Burley. He's made to earn it by Van Wright.
The ground is pretty heavy, apparently, we've been told, with all the rain and all the traffic.
So Burley switches it back to Savoury. Savoury now goes wide to Shepherd. Shepherd immediately plays on, tucks it on his arm, has one bounce, then goes down the line. Can a mark be taken? Not quite, but it's fallen short and picked up by our mystery player. Now a kick down the line again to a good strong mark out in front in the end was by Rutherford. Rutherford now puts in the forward line, over the top kick, looking for Wentworth, but just put it a bit too wide. It's going to go out of bounds on the full. So Healesville with ball back in hand for Zeto, switches. Now they have it right in the goal square here. And long down the line looking for Barclay. Can he hold the mark? Flies and gets the punch. And Savoury's out the back, but the bounce just doesn't go where he would have liked it to in the end. It's a nice strong tackle laid down there. It's going to be a stoppage in play here. Right in front of us here at half back for Healesville. So they'll regather the ruckman in position here. Evans comes around, Jones meets him there, and Jones probably got the better of that tap over the top, and Van Drill links up for a few hands. Here go Healesville with a bit of run in the Donegan direction again. Just doesn't quite get the mark here, but could they get one out of the back? No, Lynn did brilliantly well there. Kick out wide. Havley has a paddock all on his own.
He does.
Gathers the ball too and has time to stop, have a look, compose himself, then just goes long down the line. Can a mark be taken? Not quite. Does it stay in play? Yes, it does. Kick partially smothered. It's going to come back. Vizetto now, they had the ball at the back flank now they're going long down the line kick. Can the mark be taken? Not quite, just over the head. It's a 2-on-1 in favour of Monbulk here, but Havley with plenty of pressure on there. Aiden's appealing for a throw. Umpire says play on. Now they have a look around. Any options? No. Is that it? I think that was a throw there, so you were looking through the future there, Aiden, I think.
Maybe, yep. So Bittersgill with the recipient of the free kick sends the Bloods inside forward 50. Mendy to the front, can't take the mark. Maybe a chance for Barclay at ground level again, though. Monbulk with an intercept possession. There's an appeal for maybe a high tackle free kick, but don't think there was anything there. The umpire just calls for a stoppage. About 25 metres out from Healesville's goal. So the Bloods getting a bit more territory here, but there's still just so much work to do. Already 11 minutes gone in this final quarter, and there's still 40 points adrift. Up it goes. Can someone shark it here? Yep, Declan Brown gets a kick away. No mark can be taken. Hatherley under all sorts of pressure. Can the Bloods find one? Amarant locked up in a tackle, ball going nowhere, and yet another stoppage inside the forward 50 of Healesville. So the Bloods finally getting some territory battle won, but can they convert some opportunities here? They've generally been pretty good when they have gone inside forward 50. And here is a free kick, and this will be potentially a shot at goal for Healesville. So I think it's going to be Callum Bradley who will line them up. So kick into the pocket. Donegan got it. Has he? Yes. And Max Donegan.
Hands have been elite today as well.
He has, he's been very good on the lead.
It's got to be at least 7 marks, I reckon.
So distance I don't think should be a problem from here. He was kicking them pretty long distance early days in the game, but I think, the tired legs have hurt him a bit the last couple of shots at goal, but it's going to be more about the angle here. But I've been told that the goal face does open up a lot on that side of the ground, so Max Donegan will back himself in on the drop punt. This for his 6th goal of the afternoon to at least get it back to 34 points of difference. Looks pretty good off the boot, and he's absolutely dobbed it. Max Donegan, 6 straight on the afternoon, no troubles at all. 9-2-56 to 12-18-90. Nearly 13 minutes gone into the final quarter.
Just another beautiful display of his goal kicking and marking inside forward 50. Such a really good key forward for this team. I think any team would love to have him and how versatile he is.
Oh, 100% Trent for sure. And, goal umpire just didn't move. He was on a pretty tight angle and didn't make him work at all. So straight over the goal umpire's cap. 6 goals straight for Max Donegan. So accuracy definitely not been a problem for him. Hasn't been a problem for Healesville. They're taking their opportunities, but just Monbulk, the Bulls lived in their end for most of the day. So Havern goes up on the ruck this time. Bates probably just got the better of the tap. It's a bit of a gridlock in the middle of the ground. Van Driel gets a handball away. Into the hands of Donkin. Donkin gets the ball to half forward. Munnamali takes the mark. Can't waste any time. You've just got to wheel and go, Hugo. Long, high up and under ball. Might go all the way. Can someone take a mark out the back? No, they can't. But not a bad result for Healesville. Boundary thrown in the forward pocket. So Monbulk, can they get another quick one here? Maybe just make things a little bit tense. Sorry, Healesville, in fact. Can they make things a bit tense for Monbulk? So boundary throw in. Hugo Munn will contest the ruck against Tavern. Up it goes. Munn got the tap down. Savoury couldn't gather it cleanly. Donegan is lurking again. Donegan, he's got to communicate. Tennyson Amaranth, kick out of the pack. Doesn't hold the line. It won't make the distance. And it is thumped over to safety. So they just chip away the lead a little bit more to Healesville, but only with the 1.9357 to 12.18.90. 40 minutes gone into the final quarter.
That would have made it really interesting if we get it going there. Just Bradley and Donegan fighting over the same ball.
Yeah, they were.
They realised that they were who each other were for a second.
Callum, his kick 6 straight, just let him take it.
Shepherd now comes wide to Thornton. Yeah, down the line kick. Kenamabi taken flying high at the back is Rutherford. Havern gathers the ball. Handball at the back, so now Monbulk can go towards the forward line. They've got a player at the back here if he can hold the mark.
Brown.
I bet he can. Brown will line up and hopefully put through a certain goal. Apologies if my audio's come through buffery or if it's just my headset. So apologies if that's the way for anyone watching or listening. So Brown should be able to put this one straight through. Brown, in he comes, right in front, puts it straight through, no problems.
Back to 39 points the difference. And they just seem to have the answers every time Healesville get one. Monbulk they're able to get the next one. So Declan Brown with his first goal of the afternoon, back to 39 points. 13-18, 96 to 9-3-57. 15 and a half gone into the final quarter. And that probably just about does it, I think, Trent. There's probably only maybe 10 minutes to go.
That's got to be it, I reckon. So the ball back in the middle now. That's better. The old pull the plug out, put it back in, and it works a treat. The old, the old on and off trick as well. Ball's thrown up now. Havern's gone in for the centre bounce, and he's won the tap down as well. Can we get the ball moving forward here? Not quite. The umpire blows his whistle to ball this one up.
Yeah, so that's interesting because Bailey Rutherford did come off a bit sore, so that could be potentially why Havern's contesting the centre bounces.
So ball thrown up now. Bates gets front position, then goes to the karate kick in the middle of the air and gets it out, but it's now they go towards the boundary line. Haverley chases hard after this. Can he get this under his control? Yes, he can. Gets the handball moving forward. Now Wall kicks it inside the forward 50. Can it be taken? Bit of holding going on there, and it's going to go the way. Free kick of Healesville, and the fact there is Rutherford in the forward line, Aiden. So even more interesting.
Oh no, there we go. Yep.
So Frazzetto now with ball in hand. Just has to go, sees that inside kick, takes it on, and does it beautifully to Van Driel, who's played a really good game today. Wide, looking for Munn, flies high, takes it, and immediately plays on. Havern tracks him down, unable to hold the mark. Can they get it? Another goal here. Rouse, unable to stick the tackle. Now they go wide. It's probably going to go out of bounds, and out of bounds it goes. So not a bad result here for Healesville. They can try and get with some.
We've spoken about Donegan overhead. I reckon Hugo Munn's been quite solid overhead as well. He's taken a few good grabs.
Yeah, 100%. This ball's going to be thrown back into play here. So again, it's going to be Havern and Bates. Havern gets front position and wins the tap down as well. He's met with a strong tackle by Bates. And Havern not happy with some treatment from two of the opposition. He has a crack at them. And now the tackle laid on Amaranth. In front of it. Right in front of us by Monbulk, so geez, I don't know who's going up in the ruck here. Everyone's chucking their hands up, I think. No one wanted to volunteer. Bates just chucks him out of the way.
Ragdolled him.
Be a definite free kick there. That was pretty much just silly.
Yeah.
So Havern has a look around now. Probably going to just go short, and he does, to our mystery number 50, who can't mop it up clearly because the kick fell short. and just manages to roll its way through.
Yep, bit of a rice mould there from Jonathan Avern, so it'll be thrown back into play. Didn't quite get that kick, but probably doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things for Monbulk.
Red time now.
Yep, so Havern up against Bates. Havern to the front. Flew a bit too far ahead. Bradley, he's turned it over. Robbie Savoury with yet another intercept possession. That's a really good kick as well, and Havern takes the mark. Back with a flight up against Mendy. Havern just calls for things to steady, and that's a good kick down the line to Burley. Much better this time from Jonathan Havern. So Burley assesses the options down the line.
That's the second time Ziggy Havley's come off worrying about a sore shoulder.
Yeah.
He just came off then again and nodded his head like saying, nah, no good.
Might be something to keep an eye out for next week when they take on Warri Alex or Lockie Shepherd. Got the ball in his hands at the moment. And Monbulk in no real hurry, and rightly so too, with a 39-point lead into red time. There's no real reason to rush. So now Beecroft got the ball in his hands. Just backpedals off the mark. And a good kick down the line to Spencer, who's been pretty solid today after we believe he was dropped last week. We know he definitely didn't play. The reason for, we're not 100% sure, but he's played more forward today. Sends the Hawks inside. Forward 50, and the mark is taken. Is it? No. Just slipped through the fingertips, and ball comes down to ground level. Oh, here's our mystery number 50. Sold a bit of candy, had to kick a goal, and he's missed absolutely everything. Just hit the belly of the ball and goes out of bounds on the full, but again...
I think he's happy that his name's Mystery now from that.
Yeah, that's it. You feel bad, but I mean, you've got to give us the right team list, fellas. I mean, you know... Well, it's absolutely true.
No, it is.
Kick's got to come across to the other side. Murray. Short. Good one as well. Onto the chest of Dobbin. Dobbin to Mendy. Well done, Nick Mendy. Got it on the second attempt. Mendy wastes no time, brings the ball back in towards the corridor. He's got a couple of options, and the mark is taken. So Healesville will be inside forward 50. Donegan! Oh, he couldn't quite stick the mark. They've got representation out the back, though. Barclay was one of those. He couldn't get to the ball in time, though. And it's going to be a stoppage inside the forward 50 of Healesville. So up goes the ball. Havern again against Bates. Bates probably got the better of that one. Was there a hold? In goes Van Driel again. Can he get it out to Barclay? Yes, he can, but Barclay was tackled right away. Good strong tackle is laid by Rutley, and yet another stoppage inside the forward 50 of Healesville. He might still be able to get another consolation prize or two. So up goes Havern once again. Neither ruck really got to the tap there. Burley's got the ball in his hands, looking for Lockie Shepherd. Gathered, though, by Tyler Barclay. He's got a free kick for a high tackle. So Tyler Barclay can line them up from directly in front, about 30 out, to cut the margin back to 33 points. We are into red time, though, and time definitely the enemy of Healesville. Probably not going to have enough time to be able to come back and win the game. It's been a pretty strong season. They did come up from Premier Division, which is always a big challenge, but they've been up for it, but just hasn't been their day today. So in comes Tyler Barclay for his first goal of the afternoon. Looks pretty good off the boot, and it's straight over the goal umpire's cap, so they get one back to the Bloods. 10-3, 63 to 13-18, 96, 21 gone into the final quarter.
Yeah, that just makes it feel a little bit better. It's just that they're still ticking the scoreboard over as well. So they're still having a go, even though it's probably without out of reach now.
Exactly right. They haven't given it away, Trent. They've just been outplayed by a much stronger Monbulk side on the day.
It's a great site that they've been able to even get to finals after only just coming up from Div 1 last year.
Exactly.
Coming up to the Premier Division. Probably shocked a few of the Premier sides at how well they've competed.
And most certainly.
Ball thrown up now. Evans wins that tap down. Now Burley gives a handball off. Tackles late, and it's going to be holding the ball actually. Mendy's going to get out, tackle on Houston there. So Mendy quickly pushes off the mark. Then goes wide in the Donegan direction. Savoury's going to try and come and cut it off. Does enough. Him and Lynn probably just did enough to stop that mark. And Donegan goes in to lay a tackle. Savoury is tackled as well. Brown gets a handball, moving forward. Now a kick down the line. Havern, he's got it. Now he has a look. Says he wants some forward presence now. Kicks down to Rutherford direction. Can he hold the mark? No, good spoil over the top by Murray. Does it stay in play? Not quite. So it's going to be a boundary throw in there at half forward for Monbulk. We've been going 22 and a half minutes in this last turn. So not much time long to go in this game. An elimination final. The ball to be thrown back in here. It's thrown back into play now. Evans again wins the tap down. Van Driel sharks it, gathers it, runs, and then just chucks on the boot, kicks it to the open space, and has a player running out there. He's done that really well, actually getting it out to Bitterscombe now. He brings it back inside to Daly. Can Daly pick it up? The kick just didn't quite favour him, and that's cost him because now Monbulk have ball in hand. But now it's at ground level, and it's going to be a ball up on the far wing. So, but umpire to receive the ball back now, to throw it up. As a matter of fact, it's going to be a free kick going the way of Monbulk. So now they put the ball back inside 450 here. Can a mark be taken? No, Murray again. Been really good today for Healesville in that defence with the spoil. Ball still at the ground on the far side. Quick kick out of the pack. Brown, can he sit on someone's head here?
Oh.
Tries to go over the top. Then gets up to recover. Now Frezzetto gets out of it for now, but still they're fighting at ground level. Umpire's going to blow the whistle here to ball it up, and that she does. So now, still an opportunity for Monbulk to put another one on the board here. So we have a look around, the umpire ready to throw this one up. Rutherford and Jones. Rutherford gets tapped down. Van Drill again sharks it. Then handballs it through for a minor score. So another rush behind there from Monbulk. Healesville just being right, just plays on straight away, then goes short over the top. And finds Hugo Munn again, another overhead mark. Munn doesn't really have anywhere to go. So he's just going to have to go down the line to no one in particular. Kicks it pretty much to Savoury, but it's got a bit too much on it for Savoury. And Mendy can mop this up. Mendy keeps running, can go a short kick over the top to Donegan. Decides to go home himself. Just going to be offline.
Gee, I thought it was going to straighten up enough. Trent just didn't quite get enough bend in the end.
So Shepherd with the kicking duties here for Monbulk. We'll have a look around. He knows he doesn't have to do anything outlandish now. So he has a look and just goes for a little stroll. Has one bounce. Then goes for that kick down the line to Havern and does... Geez, he's done that really well too, Shepherd. Just draw it in. Kick down the line to Burley. They could be out here, actually. Beautiful kick over the top. Burley on the wing. Can he find an option here, though? It all looked like they all had the runners there, but then they've all stopped. So he's going to have to go wide down the line. Good mark taken by Rutherford. Rutherford at half forward. Puts it inside the forward line. Wentworth. Almost got it out the back. Houston's in the area. Kick off the ground, though. And it's going to work out all right to Daly. Daly gets a handball over the top. Now they can move the ball forward here. Down the line. Can a mark be taken? Not quite. Smothered off the boot. Going in and get it at ground level. It was a bird. And there is the siren. Monbulk are your winners of this elimination final in the Premier Division. Monbulk will go through to next week. Unfortunately for Healesville, this is where their season's end, but what a terrific season they had since coming up for Division 1 to the Premier Division this season, shocking a few sides and making it to an elimination final. So very well done to Healesville.
Most certainly, Trent. It's always hard coming up into Premier Division. It's a big step up, but the Bloods have been up for the challenge. But Monbulk do go through to the elimination finals. A big question. We know how good this Hawks side can be, and they did bring one of their best performances. Probably not as accurate in front of goal as they would have liked to have been, 13-18-96, but they keep their season alive. They will go on to face Wooriallic next week in the first semi-final. That will also be in an eliminations type clash. So we will see what happens in that game. But well done to Monbulk. They keep their season alive. Commiserations to Healesville, whose season, unfortunately for them, does come to an end. So very well done there to the Hawks. We will take a look at some scores from around the grounds. Trent, take us through Pakenham versus Alexandra. That game got to be in the dying stages now, I think, as well.
Yes, I can in 1 second. We just load it up. Oh, out of east. Just having in a post. I'm assuming it's me with the bird.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's have a look. Games. And it was Pakenham got up just by 19 points though. Mason Hall kicked 3. So the score was this full-time score 15-9-99. Pakenham to Alexandra's 12-8-80. Mason Hall kicked the 3.
Here we go.
Ben Green kicked 2 and Matthew Viano kicked 2 as well. If you looked at Alexandra, what did Stewart? Stewart finished up on 6. Watkin also kicked 2, the skipper. So a good game down there, but it is Pakenham who go through. Yep,
so they'll take on Warburton Millgrove next week, and I reckon they'll have a bit of confidence in that matchup, Trent, because they did beat them only a few weeks ago when we called them, and that was a 43-point margin, so we'll be interesting to see what happens in that game. But it is a one-on-one ledger between those two sides. But speaking to Ben Green, their captain, after last week's game, he said the big thing for Pakenham is just starting games. They do start games slow, so that's going to be the big difference. And they probably did start that game a little bit slow against against Warburton Millgrove a couple of weeks ago, but Warby didn't quite capitalise. And then once Pakenham really got motoring, they really did take their opportunity. So I think a bit of a 50-50 one, but I think Pakenham might be able to send Warby out in straight sets, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting game because Warby got them at their ground, but then Packy beat them quite comfortably at their ground.
Yep.
So now it'll be where
Yarra Glen.
Yarra Glen. So we've seen Pakenham play some really good footy there as
Yep.
well when we called them against Yarra Glen.
Against Yarra Glen,
So
yeah.
it'll be interesting to see who would be your early prediction. Just going by what we're looking at right now. I personally, I feel like Pakenham might do it just in that Yarra Glen ground.
I've got a feeling it might be Pakenham as well, to be perfectly honest. I just wonder whether Warby have just stumbled a bit at the wrong time of the season, but we can't be too sure. But it'll be interesting for Warby because, they went out straight